AG.AL. Your reigning club champions, Team Falcons. Fluxo W7M. Team RRQ. And finally, your defending champions of EWC, EVOS Esports. Whether you are the favorite or the underdog, you all have the same goal to lift that trophy and claim the lion's share of $1 million. Today on this stage, history will be made, a legacy will be cemented, and a champion will be crowned. So welcome to the finals of Free Fire at the Esports World Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Free Fire at the Esports World Cup in Paris.
It is time for grand finals of Free Fire at the Esports World Cup. So no time to wait anymore. I think it is time to introduce our teams.
Bom, eu considero muito que a gente é mais forte por conta que eu tenho muita confiança no meu time, em mim mesmo.
It's all about the timing.
ก็รู้สึกดีใจที่ได้เข้ารอบชิงครับแล้วก็อยากทำผลงานในรอบชิงให้ดีที่สุดครับอยากได้แชมป์
Members of the Falcons on fire. Loud is stuck in a corner. What a shot!
And they won't be denied.
สำหรับผมก็น่ากลัวทุกทีมครับถ้าได้เข้ารอบมาในแกรนด์ไฟนอลทุกทีมคือเก่งหมดครับ
Eu sou muito confiante em mim mesmo e no meu time, mas nada tirando o mérito da LYON nem do Fluxo em si.
ทีมที่อยากจะเอาชนะได้มากที่สุดผมคิดว่าน่าจะเป็นบุรีรัมย์แล้วก็ AG.AL เพราะว่าเป็นทีมไทยแล้วก็ตึงทั้งสองทีมแล้ว
The battle falls at the very end.
หลังจากเล่นรอบกรุ๊ปสเตจเสร็จนะครับก็รู้สึกว่ามีทีมที่เก่งเยอะครับผมเยอะกว่าที่คิดก็เลยทำให้ต้องทำแผนแล้วก็เล่นให้ดีขึ้นกว่าเดิมครับ
มีโอกาสได้เห็นเนี่ยผมจะทำทุกอย่างเพื่อให้ทีมได้แชมป์
Só queria agradecer a torcida de sempre. Se Deus quiser aí a gente vai erguer esse troféu aí por vocês.
Nothing is given, everything is earned, and for sure every single one of these teams on stage today made it here from their sweat, blood, and tears.
There's a lot of teams that is looking forward to this moment, especially those who struggled in the survival stage and those who were watching after that group stage.
This is the finals here at Esports World Cup 2026 Paris. Free Fire seeing its biggest of the competitions and the biggest of names now made their way to the stage. They have unlimited games, but not the same in terms of the eliminations. They have unlimited challenges in front of them, but not the same when it comes to the eliminations because somebody else might take it away. They all start in our match number 1. My name is Lucifer. With me on desk is Neptune as well as Stash Bunny, and we will take you through the grand finals for this very first match.
Yeah, it is loud out here. We have the fans coming here cheering for their teams. We have battles of rivalry, and making it here today was not easy. We had stories of heartbreak, we had stories of comebacks, we had stories of last-minute pushes to make it here. And after all, for good reason, after so long, we are seeing India on the big stage. Lucifer, this must be a big moment for you.
It is not just for me, it is for the people of India. It is for the players of India. It's for the community of India to see for the very first time. Imagine, they step onto Esports World Cup and there are 3 teams. And on day 1, nothing happens. Day 2, Team Apex Gaming end up getting 2 booyahs, and that rallies up the entire other squads. And survival state starts off. We end up seeing an Indian booyah to start things off. S8UL then follow up, Tag follow up, back to back. A lot of cascading things happening. And Neptune, you mentioned, out of the 10 games we had, 5 ended up going to India.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot that has been brought in by India right now, and this is a real surprise. It's not only the teams, it's not only viewers out there, even the talents, because at some point they were introduced right here, and there's very little expectation. But now, this is where those were broken. There's a lot of challenges that they face, and again, group stages, like not so much a point, but when they went into survival stage, that's when they dominated. Didn't even expect this kind of numbers out of teams. 40% for both Team Apex Gaming as well as S8UL to be able to get to the top 3. And like judging from the teams that were part of survival stage, that was not easy.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy, and might be most importantly, I don't know what it is, the mentality, right? Coming into day number 2. I remember AG was saying, hey, even if you get 1 Indian team up there, it's already really good. Well, lo and behold, we have 2 onto the big stage, and most importantly, the consistency that came in during the survival stage, during the elimination day as well, was shocking. It was night and day. I'm not too sure what happened the night before. I'm not too sure what they talked about. I'm not too sure what the coaches were happening. And this is where, this is where I think everyone's getting very, very cautious, because no team should be looked down upon. No team should be underestimated. And in this situation today, everything is up in the air.
Yeah, everything is going to be earned. That's the status of our grand stage now. But talking about this, there is one team that I'm pretty sure upset majority of the Southeast Asian teams who wanted to be here in the grand finals yesterday in survival stage. That is none other than LYON. They roared yesterday. Their name completely glittering and golden rays of sun.
Yes!
They took the stage up on a storm, and now they are here. Yes, the other giants are still here, but they are one to look out for.
Yeah, speaking of LYON, I mean, since we're going to start this first map, look at the numbers. They are the ones on top. They get 1 booyah out of this, and they total 75 every time, or for all the games that they played in Solara. So I'm really looking forward to this, and we talked about this. This is one of the newest maps in Free Fire right now, and there's still a lot of challenges being encountered by the team. So those who really make the adjustment and study this hard, it has a good chance of grabbing that booyah.
Yeah, I think if anything's up in the air right now, we talked a little bit about what it means today as you go into the game, right? Because again, the drop spots are going to be swapping. We didn't have the teams that made all the way to grand finals yesterday as well. So yesterday was a battle of just trying to survive. Today is a battle of going up against the giants. After all, those names that made it all the way here today had 1 day rest, had some time to dissect the rotations, the drops, the strats, and everything else in between. But my question is, can they, I would say, overcome the high and momentum that some of these teams had coming in from yesterday itself from survival stage?
Right now, having the high is going to be Fluxo. We've been seeing from the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
They've been highly in terms of their roaring noise that we've been looking forward to cheering for Fluxo W7M. But right as now, Solara has started off Team Apex Gaming and LYON. They fight it out at Eco Drain.
This is what we're talking about. LYON would be the greatest threat out of India right now because Team Apex Gaming is facing them in Eco Drain. And, well, it's a good thing that KD God does have elevation, does have information. But the only question, though, is who is going to push? Because Joker might have a good chance right now, but not a great weapon to use in those battles.
Here they come right now. Joker waiting in the wings. He's been good with his fights and managing to steal away one more, saving his teammate as well in that process. Still healthy as a 4. The shots are good. And the Lions are going completely nuclear right now. 2 in the bag.
We spoke about them roaring and they are not stopping. Wolverine in trouble right now. Games King surrounding him, trying to take a trip down the pipe, but it's not going to work out. Joker is also on the other end. That's going to be 3 big eliminations. Eco Drain completely drained out of Team Apex Gaming.
But that's one thing, and in spite of all the engagement that's happening, seems like AG.AL did manage to pull away, and he is going just in the middle of the studio. But on the other side, we're also seeing S8UL. Troll has been taken down, but Jack right now trying to defend themselves against Twisted Mind, but you know how twisted they can be. Nor is just ignoring them, and MP5 trying to eliminate.
It's just nasty how these shots are coming through here because Twisted Minds losing their players one by one. Bunny comes close, separated from Nor, but the crossfire is too much to deal with. The pass also will fall next.
Twisted Minds, they tried to go for a challenge, it did not work out. S8UL Esports, we were talking about this, their mentality of just going in for those hits, eliminations, that's all in front of them and not who they're challenging. And something similar, Buriram United Esports just ended up getting 4 eliminations, almost about to eliminate a whole squad, but that did not happen. But they also need their title. Husky was mentioning the one title that they need in their cabinet is EWC.
Oh yeah, let's see though, because they have been going for the hub drop for so many times already when it comes to this map, and I was just surprised that someone is really challenging them. But going back to challenge, earlier it was LYON taking down Team Apex Gaming, now it is Fluxo who's trying to beat them down, and there goes Joker, not really joking around, but let's see if they'll be able to fight back.
This area is so hot right now because on top of Fluxo, we also have AG.AL here too. Della barely alive, waiting in the wings, hoping that Fluxo will move away, but they have marked the heck out of him as well. A lot of pressure, a lot of util coming to him, and finally knocked down as well. There we go, Bobs will find him in the end, but AG.AL wants to challenge this phase.
Oh, here comes a new challenger, AG.AL right now, and this just looks like a good storyline because everyone is going into Eco Drain, and if you lose this, everything will go down the drain.
It will indeed. Fluxo, they want to make sure that they're the ones who are on top of this. They're the ones who pull that key lever and take AG.AL if possible. But AG.AL, they're quick on this. They're on the hills, see the slide rails, and decide to get out. They don't want this early engagement. We've been talking about AG.AL haven't found their title yet. They've been striving for it. They tried to get closer, but right now, it seemed like it was a distraction. He knocks the player, will try to get a confirmation, but right now Fluxo not giving it, but still he will secure Butzin's elimination.
It's nice seeing this. Dio was barely alive right now, managing to go for that reset, and they can just bide their time. Wasn't aware that Fluxo would be able to answer back, and they're looking good. Yeah, Butzin's out, but they're going to be able to bring him back into the game, and there you go, so quickly. The only team right now that is currently down and out, at least with only one player left, is MIBR.LOS, and for the rest of the team, rotations could come in from a different side here, but I think for Fluxo, finding Dio might be key. Spots him out, sees him, but over on this side here, RRQ did cross paths with Yago and somehow survives. No! Gets him in the end, and LYON wasn't able to survive for as long as he wanted.
You spoke too soon, Tash, and now RRQ will be getting that 4 elimination to their side, but there's another one that is just waiting in the shadows. It's Team Falcons right now. And this has been one of the rivalries that has been happening in Southeast Asia. But Team Falcons, you know how their signature is. They won't be going in carelessly. They want to get information out of the teams right now, and even RQ might be able to be caught off guard, but they are just waiting. Look at the discipline out of Team Falcons.
Information's gotten. MATCHDAY finds the opening. Keroro is done for. That is what RRQ want, a strong start. Nero's plushie being used. P9 trouble. Position revealed. He'll also be taken down. At the pair and more on fire. He tries to pull up the chrono, but for how long will he survive? Surrounded by 3 players from RRQ, and RRQ gets 7 total eliminations and trouble the reigning club champions.
How is this happening? When we saw the Falcons throughout the entirety of this week, they were the ones hunting, they were the ones taking up that space and winning, but now silence.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he needs silence right now, though he doesn't have the stealth lights to pull away. Does have the Skylar, the Riptide with him, but I'm surprised they didn't use that to at least save their teammates, because they were covered in blue walls right there, and he does have an angle take when it comes to the snipe. But I guess priority is to bring back the teammates. Once one goes down, you always go for the vending machine.
The starting always for Falcons has been similar like this. The story, unfortunate for them. But right now, a change in LYON's favor right now. Twisted Minds, we saw them suffering a little because of Buriram United, but now they change and turn the tides. Twisted Minds, this is a team that everybody did not have much expectations on, but they were the ones who made it at the top in Group B. And now, Diamond, the last man, will have to make a quick run, try to go in for a revive. But when we talk about the revive, look at the circle. It's made a revive of a battle as it's moved completely north.
Yeah, this hard shift's got about to be crazy. The southern side there, the shift, I would call it the Great Migration, is about to be insane. It's about to be bloody as well. And speaking of bloody, the Perang Serumput about to happen.
Well, let's see, this is a replay from where RRQ did manage to take down a few, or if not a lot of players out of LOS. Now, as we look back into RRQ, it's Twisted Mind, they are challenging as well. P9 just got revived, but seems like they are still on no elimination streak.
RRQ have got stunts. They might have gotten the 8th elimination. Rans is in trouble. Ziptide rhythm, chrono being pulled down. What a shot on the AC-80! Puts Diamond down instantly, and Twisted Minds thought they might be up on the battle because of number disadvantage. And now RRQ is getting closer. Diamond's confirmation comes through, but the boss, he decides that the revive is important rather than an exchange of a battle.
Here we go there. Twisted Minds managing to find a bit more space to work with. Don't want to overstep because RRQ does have a bit more space to work with. They have no clue where the crossfires are coming through here. Sees one shot coming through here. One of his teammates does get picked up by Abe, but they're not done. The knock comes through, and here comes that collapse. Gonna drain down that utility, but nothing really set in stone. Gets one. Twisted Minds getting dropped one by one, but Abe will fall in return. Both teams suffering heavy losses. Wasn't taking into account of the crossfire and the later rotation coming in for Twisted Minds, but MATCHDAY answers back. Abe will not be able to be saved here.
That Riptide Rhythm was deadly. If it wasn't for the Tide Turner, they could have fallen already. But see though, because Twisted Mind, despite of all the elimination, it's RRQ who has the most on the numbers. But who's coming in to join the party? It is Team LYON roaring right now against these two teams.
Stella has already found the opening. Diamond's down as well now. Joker gets that confirmation instantly, and whatever Twisted Minds did is all put to rest.
Both teams are left with one, RRQ and Twisted Mind, and that's when they need to move. Because even before that battle ended, the zone is already moved away from them. There's a lot of travesty that might be happening right now because there's still a lot of teams waiting into the next pole.
And speaking of waiting here, Buriram United, as usual, quiet in that early game, but somehow they've already gotten 5 eliminations here. TAG waiting in the wings, they need to take this fight to be able to get, they will take a fight to keep Buriram United away from their compound. Not happening quite yet. And now Wasana with the sprays on top side, bit of chip damage, but that's not more than that he can do.
Chrono being used by Team Apex Gaming, they will survive this, but there's Jonah and the shield gun peppering them one after another. Jonah gets a double as well as he puts 2 of the players down. Wasana wants the confirmation, is not letting them go along with Jonah. 2 players from Team Apex Gaming are put to rest, and Wasana wants to take this battle even even closer.
ผมมาเอ้ย
Most
เบียร์
people
จะ
say
ขอชิม
don't
นะผม
go
มาให้
chasing waterfalls, but Buriram United is chasing them away from this area, and now
Oi,
they
Lucky.
might be able to get in onto next phase as
Ah,
Circle.
boy,
But
boy, Lucky,
there's a lot of
Lucky,
teams
oh.
who has been forced into the north right now, and we know that they're very near to the Riders Club, and we'll have to find
Too much
out.
to
There's a
ride,
lot of contention
yeah,
that will be
yeah,
happening,
yeah,
especially for
yeah,
Team
yeah,
Falcons,
yeah.
who uses that as their drop. But going back to Buriram United, the battle's not yet over between them and Team AMX Gaming. Wolven being shot at with a quick scope from Jonah.
He just got dropped, and now even Siljan. Jonah is looking unstoppable with his Scar 98 game. That is 9 total eliminations, and Jonah has 7 of it. He has taken 7 of the eliminations, and Team Apex Gaming still stuck in the same compound. What does KD God and Shoto do
Oi,
to
Lucky.
make it through from here?
At this point, just wait. What
Nepal-
can you
Nepal
do?
bola
You
keren
don't
tim
want to
final.
take this
Nepal
fight. You
bola
want to be
keren
able to
tim
survive
final.
and
Nepal
go
bola
for that
keren
reset
tim
here.
final.
But as for Buriram
Dia
United,
second
are they going to go
final.
hunting is the
Dua-dua
question.
ya.
Might
Second
be. Decides to just move away from the area just for some little bit more time. Could cross paths
Ada
to the
final, ada
players for
final,
Twisted
final,
Minds on the top
final.
side.
I want to see now in Buriram United, same strategy that they have been doing for a
Kino,
longest
oh,
time.
Kino,
Don't go
qualify
into
boy,
the
no,
next
kasi
phase of
Kino,
circle
abo
just
qualify
yet.
boy,
Just
na final
wait
live.
into the edge
Dia
until
shot
it
box, oh,
flaps.
dia
But
shot
there's
box.
still a lot of problems
Dia
that
shot
we need
box,
to face later on. And from what we're seeing for Team Falcons, they're holding their ground quite well. Despite of not getting elimination, they still have that high ground and Riders Club.
Lion, at least for the time being, safe keep. They activated Steffi. The painted refuge will protect them for the time being. But now they have to get closer. Falcon shots, they're not connected as best as they would have wanted, and the start has also not been great. However, an answer back is something that we spoke about. Tag have somehow found something. But Lion, their challenge and their entry, and they find a player from Twisted Minds somewhere in the scares.
Oi, Lucky.
You know what's really crazy looking at LYON right now? They're able to not only take this fight, but even throw bodies as a 4. EVOS in trouble. Ray barely alive right now, taking a lot of damage. But Guacos, and now the lull and the wait. And speaking of lull and wait, Fluxo, their members get completely swarmed.
Oh, this is the battle that everyone has been waiting for. Buriram United going against Fluxo. But we've seen Fluxo lose 2 of their players, and the jump is on. But the shift of the zone might force them to move away. MT7 as well as Geo right now just holding their ground. But Jonah with that stealth bite, using that Moors, a surprise hit might be done. And great timing for the combination of Wasana as well as get high for that push and probably the elimination.
There's a counter. Geo for the timing, but doesn't work again. The shield gun coming through. And this time it's going to be get high. And Buriram United Esports, they will be able to put a rest to that aggression. And with that, we also see S8UL Esports getting eliminated. A lot of losses, one after another, as Solana has very less space.
Yeah, not a lot of space, and everyone seems to have found a small part of that pie. But the Falcons, look at their positioning on the top of this building, and you've seen how much damage they can do with the snipers, with the long-range weapons, and most importantly, the ones on the bottom side here are going to have to compete for that space. Meanwhile, for Shoto, in trouble, AG.AL putting that pressure onto him, and this guy has been the hero for this team, pulling them out from so many very, very dire situations. But in this situation, they can't do more than that! Because it's going to be Buriram United steals away the point, and AG.AL not a lot of space to work with.
AG.AL, they have just a bus to protect themselves, but on the other end, Buriram, they have an entire compound. It seems like a farming land for themselves. 15 eliminations. This is game number 1. They're looking unstoppable. Riptide Rhythm, they want to break down AG.AL. Nothing's working. Flash freeze, Nate's being tossed. Riptide Rhythm again. AG.AL might get closer. Doesn't work. Vados is down. Cypher, Nameless, and you're trying to close the distance. But AG.AL, their numbers have lost. 9 eliminations. Again, a player opening found. Wasana might have been traded off by 2. Nameless is going with the Trojan. Moshi holding it off. And now Wasana also down. Moshi, the only one in AG.AL somehow have changed this.
Revival for Buriram United might be the saving grace for team of Buriram United. AG.AL then put up a great fight, but 2 is still at it, and he is going for that 1v2. Will he be able to survive? The answer is no, and they were going for a risky approach, especially in this phase 4 of the circle. That HP or that zone will be damaging their HP, and I don't know what could have been done at that point for AG.AL, but Buriram United was just waiting for it. It's just unfortunate that they lost 2 of their players.
So Dinoculars used as well. Gives away the game for so many of these teams, but Buriram United not down and out yet. Loud is here as Guacos will be the next victim. A little angle seen by Racha wants to infuse a double swing as well, making sure that no one survives the initial skirmish. And the Lions cannot survive longer. Down and out, 3 teams left.
Thanks to AIM-God, EVOS is still
DRS
survived.
good.
But the
DRS
dash coming out from Falcons, that was crazy. Almost ended up putting EVOS to rest.
This is an ending that we haven't seen for a long time, and no full squad in contention. 3 remains, 2v2v2. And there have been a lot of comments wherein Moshi could have been putting that much on the snipe already, but this is a place to really show up.
Look at the last 3 teams. How much do they have in surviving? Just 2 each. It's a 2v2v2. EVOS, Loud and Buriram United. EVOS are the defending EWC 25 champions. Now looking forward to EWC26. Loud, they won the very first trophy for Brazil, and Buriram United won the biggest in the cabinet, that is EWC.
Jonah has been a heavy hitter for this game, but a box falls. Moshi, great shot coming in from the area. But the circle is shifting and everyone is just trying to find that space, but Loud is a little bit quicker to the zone. They have positions, they have the high ground angles, and it gives a lot of question marks for the rest of the teams for their rotations.
Well, as you say, first to the circle, first to the win. Let's see if they'll be able to pull it off. AIM-God, not so much of contention, even with a inhaler. He might not be able to survive. He did manage to go for a clutch, a 1v2 in this fight, and now he had to deal with 2 players from Team Loud.
He got help from Loud. That is the reason Buriram United instantly shut down. But as you said, it is a 1v2. Look at him sneakily walking across, crouching, making shot. Loud has no idea, but PCP has spotted him. AIM-God, SVD, can he connect the first? If he can bring it down to 1v1, it's better with the information delayed. And as long as time passes, it is Loud that will surround him. And we know Nix, he's such a good player. And once he gets to the CQC, he will instantly put the player down.
Rushing forward here right now, if he's able to just go for the 1v1, it'll be really good. His shot, go wide.
What is more than they discovered?
Make sure they secure that first.
Team Loud.
What is more than
Los Snickers are the loudest to start the free fire here at Esports World Cup 26 Finals Grand Finals. What a game coming in, and Nix, we knew he had this potential. They were waiting to get to the final, started off, and in the very first game for Brazil, they opened with a booyah.
Oh, this is what everyone has been looking forward to. Who's going to get that first booyah? But we also seen a lot of elimination from the other teams who didn't make it this far. Let's take a look at the replay right now. This is one phenomenal play coming from EVOS, but it's just unfortunate that the pressure is on, not only on those HP, but also on that zone.
Yo lagi kata kayak berkata ya lah bel YouTube main
Crazy work
tenda
coming
isu
in
minta lagi
from
tu.
Loud as well. I think one thing's for sure though, we all had our favorites. We saw our favorite players just completely farming it out. But when it matters the most, that final moment, Loud prioritizing positioning over these fights gave them so much extra advantage. Just give them not only the booyah but those extra placement points.
They wanted a good start. We've been seeing Loud. We even spoke about it, right? In the group they were in, they were very consistent. They ended up getting 2 booyahs to start things off. But Buriram United Esports, unfortunate for them, they had an opportunity. They should have been the ones closing it. Look at them. Without the booyah, they have 30 total points, 22 eliminations. If not for Loud Snickers, if not for Nix from that far angle finding a clash and helping AIM-God out, we would have seen Buriram with the win.
I mean, we've seen this side Buriram from before. No group stages. Yeah, like, they did manage to get 23, so this is not even close to the record that they have. But I'm really loving this side of BRU. The aggression is really needed, especially in first off the day. Because
boy,
it's
loud,
not just the
loud.
booyah that is needed
Loud
by a
boy,
team in
loud.
this early parts. It's
Yep.
more of farming the numbers to get to that 90.
You know what's really insane? I think
That's it, and the band
well, it's
guns
going to be a bit more
that are
quiet from Buriram United early, and it was.
Salah mo na
But
yan.
throughout
Kaya
all
salah
of
mo yun,
that,
Day.
Jonah was farming so many eliminations.
Day,
Out
Day,
of
Day,
all of that, I believe he had like what 13 to
Day,
15
Day, Day.
eliminations by
Day, 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 Day,
himself.
Day.
And for now, who better to break it down for us
Azo, boleh
other than
setia.
the analyst later? We'll be right back before we go to them.
अनि के हो भाउसँगै हो कि छोटो छोटो सेट हो
छोटा छोटै होस्टेल गर्नु भयो कस्तो झ्याउ लाग्छ यार
छोटो रे हो र पछि
कहाँ के भइरहेको छ त अनि
के हुन्छ यार यस्तै छ
कस्तो यस्तै हो
यस्तै छ त्यो
ब्याचलर जोइन होइन अब
ल दाइ कस्तो गरेर दाइ ल पढिरहेको त यार ब्याचलर यार अब हुन्छ भइहाल्छ स्टार्ट भइहाल्छ अब एकछिनमा ब्रेक हुँदैन अब 2 गेम पछि ब्रेक हुने हो यो गेम पछि ब्रेक हुँदैन आइहाल्छ अब
कस्तो
गेम चल्नु उठ्यो त
हामी हुने बेला थिएन है आज भोलि त
के दाइ
कस्तो गेम पनि
ए बाबु सामसानो गर ओए ओए सामसानो गर न आइहाल्छ नि
I moved from a small town to a big town like São Paulo, and
Hey,
they
guys,
always
hey,
had me,
publish
made
it,
me
and
part of the family. We started with a little since we are W7M in the past, and now we are Fluxo W7M. They me and made me part of the family. I feel that I'm part of everything that's happening, and they give me the chance to come here. For real, it's like more family than my family real.
कस्तो साउन्ड आयो
कस्तो साउन्ड आइरहेको हो त्यसको बल्ल आयो यो टुर्नामेन्ट कुन कन्ट्रीमा हुँदैछ
Brazil since they made a chance for everyone. First
Yeah,
time
Paris
first
now,
way,
they saw-
like the owner of Fluxo No Brew was a
फ्रान्समा
professional player
हुँदैछ
from
पेरिसमा
nowhere,
अनि
become the
विनरको प्राइज
highest,
विनरलाई
the
चाहिँ
toughest
कति छ
guys
यार
in Brazil, in the
लगभग
world.
कति
No,
नेपाली
everyone knows
इक्वल
No
चाहिँ
Brew
होला यार
in Free
कति छ यार
And I think
बढी छ यार
the most important thing about
गेम
games
अफ
is
गर न हो
the
अहिले
feeling
त
that
रे
make you
वाइटीमा
feel part
मैले
of
मिल्दैन नि अफ गर्नु
and
ओए
to
के अफ
give
गर्न
you a
मिल्दैन यो
chance to prove
टिकटकबाट
yourself.
सिधै लिक गरेको हो मैले अफ अन अफ साउन्ड ब्याक केही गर्न मिल्दैन वाइटीबाट होइन के सिधै टिकटकको लाइभ रहेर लिएको हो के मैले के गर्न मिल्दैन अहिले के हो यो
Never came
Ay,
to
mga
Paris,
Paris
and
yung
never came
pura
to
naman.
this side of Europe, and it's incredible. We went
कसरी
to
इङ्ग्लिसमा स्ट्रिम हेर्न मिल्छ
Eiffel
रे
Tower,
वाइटी मान छ यता मेरोमा हेर न
night.
कति
Paris
म्याच
looks
भयो रे
like
फर्स्ट
a
सक्यो
art
फर्स्ट
piece.
म्याच
Everywhere you look, it looks like an art piece, look like a movie.
First
So
match
it's
सक्यो
very, very beautiful.
ल्याकीले स्ट्रिम मिलायो कि न यार ए मिलाएछ
Well, let's get loud here for free.
Lucky?
Highlights joined by
कुन
Conchita
टाइम
and
रे
look,
EWC-मा
the
हेर न
Brazilian teams are
ब्राजिल के छ
arguably
खबर
some of the best teams that we have in the competition today, and they have a lot to try and earn today, taking over the Southeast Asia team. They really want this, and of course, Loud coming out with 33 points and 22 eliminations. Conchita, what an exceptional start for our Brazilian teams.
Yes, of course, but if we're talking about Brazilian teams, isn't it also a surprise to see LOS got sent back really soon to the lobby? And Araki from Indonesia was the one who got them sent back. I mean, yes, Araki did drop at AG.AL and they had to fight their way through LOS. They managed to get out. I mean, I am pretty proud of Araki today, even though they didn't get that much points. They had to fight against Falcons, which they managed to edge out. They also had a very intense meeting with Twisted, who almost got them twisted. But all in all, EVOS Divine was also very phenomenal. I mean, that was crazy. The last fight with AIM got as the last man standing. I am just so excited.
I mean, and of course we want to see all these teams do incredibly well, but it looks like Loud is leading the pack at the moment. But of course, we're going to get the game started sooner than later. And let's throw it over to Tatch, lose him up. Let's go.
And also Neptune, it's okay, I haven't forgotten you. Now, you know, we are hearing right now that Loud is currently the team that is leading the pack, at least in terms of Booyah, but points points-wise, though, it's still in favor of Buriram United. After all, it is the first map, but showcasing our skills on the second map when everyone's in momentum is going to change.
Yeah, well, definitely it needs to change right now because from what we're seeing, they're already 1/3 of what is needed right now to be able to activate that match point. But judging from where everyone is dropping for the flight path that we have, and you know for a fact that this is my favorite map. The skewed flight path or somewhat skewed flight path that we've seen might have forced the team to go in for those hot drops. But look at that, Team Fluxo and Team APEX Gaming. I think they're going to start it off on that local.
Saljot is the closest, and there it is. Bullets being rattled. But also Scar on hand dash. But Sahil dodges that. Glue wall being used, but I don't think he has enough resources for the very start. And Hudson is quick on it. Gets the very first elimination of our match 2. I really like that you mentioned this match point. Everybody needs to understand it's no more about getting to the top of the charts. It's about reaching 90 points. And that's what EVOS want to do. But will be failed because of Cypher. AG.AL also missed their opportunity just because of how Buriram somehow held themselves, because AG.AL looked like they were about to shut down Buriram.
Yeah, I mean the silent AG.AL was there almost getting into it. But now, with that Cypher elimination, they're now ahead of EVOS. We'll have to see though, because we still have Ray and Rasia in play. And look at what Pecker coming from Ray. This could be the game changer if in case Do moves up that hill. But knowing Do and knowing the potential of any other sniper in this competition, he will not be going there.
It's going to be very interesting because we've seen so many resets coming through from EVOS this early. I would say round disadvantages have been, I would say, saved so many times from these teams. Regardless, as we look through the area right now, no one's ready to actually go into fight this southern side though. Very interesting to me.
While we're discussing about how the southern side would be, where teams will be fighting on Buriram again, find one more on EVOS. It seems like Buriram is looking unstoppable. They do not want to stop, but so does even Tag. Sahiljot might have been lost, but now an opportunity for Shoto. Spotted, but damage is the only thing that was done. No knock, good for Shoto. Is the entire RRQ still not here, so Tag is rallying towards this fight.
And from what I'm seeing, we have 3 teams on the southern island of Purgatory. Fartrox later on because RRQ then managed to start it off, but a lightning zone. Just make sure that they have a little bit of advantage when they try to go in for a rush on Central, and they are targeting Team Apex Gaming. But Team Apex Gaming knows what they need to be done. Lightning zone is here. Just hide out on those rooftops.
And most importantly as well, we also seen the rotations coming in from the Falcons. But meanwhile, over on this side, LYON currently wanting to catch up in the points that they had missed out earlier. Now Rahone on one side here, Tag onto EVOS players, but how about managing to steal the point away? But they're not quite yet being so aware of the positioning where Yago is and the rest. AG.AL also close by.
Very difficult for MIBR.LOS. This might be a distraction because his teammates are close by. But defending a 1v1 is going to be difficult with Yago lost. MIBR.LOS. They already went out with 0 points in the previous game, and now if they do it, it's going to be even more tougher.
You might be right with that Cypher being the main, and there goes the ball! First time ever in EWC, we see that win vehicle, and they only have one left out of MIBR.LOS, but nothing is unlocked right now. A full revive has happened.
Yeah, and now they go again, this time against EVOS. AIM takes a bit of damage here, Barros bought a bit of time, and throughout all that, AMAX has already been stolen away into the lobby. AIM tries to go for the reset. Melon dashes away to safety for the time being. EVOS stuck. HP so very low by AIM, but now Ray gonna be swarmed by all the members of AG.AL, not able to survive.
This is why your skills are important. Electrotherapy protecting them for far so long. That is the reason EVOS couldn't fight back. They had only 2 members and them getting taken down. Thankfully, that's not a full elimination, but there was an elimination that happened. That is Team Apex Gaming and Falcons. Seems like game number 2 is their comeback.
Well, let's see if they can come back right now. They are just going into the edge of a circle, still hanging on that south side, and they thought they might be able to find someone on Central, but they were a little bit too late to party right now. But but from what we're seeing, they are gathering all the loots that they have, and they're just going for the basic gameplay. Silent in the beginning, and then deadly towards mid to end. But the only question, though, is how they're going to find their way into the next phase of circle. We still have a few moments before it closes in and the second phase shows up, but the battle between AG.AL and EVOS is not yet done.
EVOS, what is happening? ABAX will be able to know. Look at AG.AL Cypher. Right to the face. And now another conversion. 9 elimination. AG.AL what they missed out because of Buriram in the previous game. They want to make it happen. 30 points what Buriram pulled off. AG.AL want to do it. This is what we've been talking. Buriram have earned titles. They are our World Series champions of 25. Now they want an EWC championship in their name. They want to get back to their winning ways that they had in 24. They want another EWC title for themselves. And 6 total eliminations.
This situation as well. The silence is here, but the middle side of the map is very interesting. As Fluxo does manage to hunt down the members of RRQ somewhere there. We see Troll also falling, EVOS as well, suffering heavy damage. This map, what looks quiet on this side, is hectic on the rest of the areas.
LYON right now, who might be chilling like a villain at this moment, but we are seeing a few players, not only from Team Falcons from the south, but also our so the benchmark happen right now. But again, we are just waiting for the shift of the next phase. And as you see, both of the 3 of the teams are in there right now. And look at the number that these players has been and we have highlighted already. Buriram United. The number that they can put in the fight, that only shows why Jonah and Moshi is the best players so far in this lobby.
But you see that was the reason AG.AL almost looked like they would survive. Did not still, but now this is game 2. Purgatory. A lot could change, and that's what Falcons also want to. MIBR.LOS, they want to change their fate from getting out of 0 points to at least something. But so far doesn't seem to be the case. Even S8UL, they want the points, but Mahal 77 says that is going to be an elimination. And right at the river will sweep away S8UL's chances once again.
Well, Mal, the deadly sniper from Indonesia. Now, right now, going to squad still not found in this map, but I know there is a plan. They are the mastermind into the stealth mode with that. The stealth bites have more skill. They might be heading into where this engagement is happening.
Viewers चाहिए आपने so much value. On the other side, they're managing to pick up the
ninja को मैसेज हटायो है ninja को मैसेज हटायो है
and now Keroro the Falcons decide to join in as well. BZP still hasn't been picked up already. Keroro
malah त्यो moderator देऊ
that shot onto Nyx, but the Falcons as well are suffering heavy damage. Pina, Keroro and right now, both teams the RRQ gang has decided to join in.
Falcons had a second chance. They instantly went for the revive. The only savior. He used the M79 to bail it out, but he is certainly surviving at the bottom of the hill. And RRQ now charging in. They will get it on fire. That's an added elimination. But can he hold off? Can Falcons actually make a comeback? They're close by. If he holds off for the time being, then RRQ they might get surrounded once again.
Now that's one thing that we can depend on fire. He can go for the extraction while the rest of the team is setting up. There goes on fire. Right now, but it was Limit, who was then taken down by a different squad. AG.AL has inserted a coin. He is now ready to be the next challenger in this battle.
Ninja,
The third phase is closing in. We expect the teams to slow down, but I guess they are chasing and hungry for those points.
You want to be able to keep up. Again, we started this map 1/3 of the way to match point. You don't want to allow a team to run away with that. We talked a little bit about Buriram United having a quiet start, and this map in particular has been extra for them as well. However, positioning-wise, they look really good right now, taking their time, and it's just open areas in front of them. They don't really have to really
fighting is the only name of the game today. Everybody has to, because of the match point condition that they have to fulfill if they want to become the champions at the end of the day. Fluxo, not the best start that they have also had here in Purgatory. How do they get out of it? They go back towards the vending machine to recover their players first. Revival point is also close, but they have enough coins and they will get the player back up. Four all strong together.
Now so far for Fluxo, they do have 3 of those team boosters put up, and one of which would be the out of zone buff. So that's one reason why they can soak outside of that circle. But there's one thing that they need to worry about. The shift has already moved to campsite, and we've seen AG.AL already holding on, taking the high ground, and this is deadly, especially in this kind of situation. Same goes for EVOS, and Russia is just waiting for the opportunity. Might be able to pull out that launch pad. A little bit of exchange though. Hands it over to Ray, just in case they need to pull out. They will be able to do it.
The situation here, the wait is on. I mean, both teams very, very comfortable in their little corners. Waiting for the initiation to happen now. Now, looking at everyone right now, the LYON plays from Fluxo and LYON later rotation would be interesting to see, but Abe pressuring the members onto the other side. No one is truly comfortable regardless of whether or not they are in the zone.
Arcade is happy they got this spot. Falcons left it, and the circle still keeps the position of the containers, and they will keep it. AG.AL, however, they know about this position. Falcons, because they left this position and moved towards the vending machine, they also have an idea. So right now, and especially that they're out in the open. They did that in Group B and took the top spot. And now what do they do to get those points?
Because they are very close against Team Falcons. So no one will be moving away from campsite, but those who are surrounding as well as jumping in across that river. Trouble is brewing. So once again, and let's see those going to win. The lightning zone has been triggered, and no one is moving that much because they don't want to hit by that from Fluxo. They're just holding their ground, not letting Brim ride it in. The gatekeep is on.
Yeah, the high ground here is good, but Wasana great to take away that space, and they are going to collapse. Great work from Fluxo to take away that space, to keep the rest of Buriram United at bay. MT7 just now almost getting knocked down here. I'm loving the fact that they're so patient in keeping them away. Now, Buriram United forced to reposition, but meanwhile for LOS, gonna take this fight head on against AG.AL.
MIBR.LOS, so far still no eliminations, but they're close to AG.AL, who have the highest in the lobby. Can there be more for AG.AL, or is it going to be vice versa? MIBR.LOS open up with their very first damage. That is the opening, and they're all this is going to be difficult. Surrounding with the glue walls, General jumping across the board, and Rigby finds another that's nameless. And then the last to answer with that AG.AL will be put to rest, and MIBR.LOS stuck in one trailer when they thought they would be able to pick up, and with one glue wall, they do have the windows open. Falcons, especially with limit. Same goes with distant mind, and who is the target? The one and only Sana, who is just going solo right now. And that's 1 out of 2 remaining players. Make that one or none of the remaining players out of Buriram United.
To take out Trap, to be able to take away space from the Falcons. Now it's going to be difficult. You don't know where exactly it's going to be. The lack of information keeps the players at bay. And while all that's happening, Joker has already been knocked down there by Maiden Brazil.LOS.
They needed this opening, they needed this start, and now they're getting elimination. But the next best team out of AG.AL going on is going to be Twisted Minds with 10 elimination. But RRQ, they instantly get put out. What was this by Fluxo? But Sin MT7, all of them together put RRQ out. And now Twisted Minds, they have another challenge with Falcons throwing the melters.
6 teams remaining, 4 full squad in this fight. Twisted Minds still holding on.
Answer twisted le to dar. Mal pon unlar mori gaina te afi khilana.
Shade, the final player from BRU.
Buriram sok dia.
Taken down. The battle is not yet over. It is MIBR against Fluxo right now. From what we see, it's just an aggressive F5 in hand, and the rest of the squad is just waiting. They split up on a 2-2. They need this chance. MIBR.LOS on the other end. Rigby, the man who was finding the openings, he's been taken down. Gio is the one, but Glue Wall is running. They will be able to bring the player back up, but there is MJ7. He puts the player general down, and Fluxo attacking this against. From the region, confirmation on Rigby. Boxes down. This is an opportunity. One side with a dash. Instantly trying to put one player down. But he will get back to the max 7. Coming down to a 1v1, and it's MJ7. He finds and ends up on the
And now the collapse happens. They have to shift forward here. Twisted Minds coming through. LYON will be annihilated. And somehow throughout it all, Twisted Minds' patience will be rewarded with a booyah.
Patience truly is a virtue. No, they didn't really rush in against the opponents right there. They know the time that they have to take. Even got a few elimination from afar. As I always say, aggression from a distance. And this is where they can get all those points. I think that's the question everybody's asking themselves. How many points did we acquire? Where did we end up? Especially because in that last fight, right, except for Twisted Minds, who know they got the booyah and they have 12 points. Everybody else is wondering, is our elimination as well as placement points enough for us to get back towards the top 5? Because I think at the end of game 2, that's what they have to think about. It's a good story as well for Twisted Mind right now, because imagine, ending the previous map on this game with only 5 points. That 12 points from Booyah, as well as any elimination that they managed to pull in that game. But I'm really looking forward to some of the shuffle that will be happening on the leaderboard in a bit, because there's a lot of engagement that we've seen from that match.
We are starting to see, I would say, the consistent teams really just rise to the top, right? But most importantly right now, I like to say that despite some teams not being able to come play or shoot back in map 1, are starting to rise again in this match.
You can see Lord is happy about it because they ended up coming in the hashtag too, because that is enough points to keep them at the top. However, Twisted Minds from Thailand, this is a team that while the other Thailand teams who are in the top who have won titles, this is not a team that everybody is eyeing on. But they managed to get the second booyah. This is why today's grand finals here, we were expecting that anything can happen. You cannot count on one team. If you think Buriram is going to get it, no, right now just Twisted Minds did it. Buriram should have had the first booyah, but LYON got it. A lot going on throughout our matches now.
You did mention the second booyah, so technically this is a second booyah. Twisted Mind. And we rarely see them really on the top 3. 4 out of 12 from when they played in group stage and group B, when they ended up in the top 3. But this is just them switching up. What I was expecting was the Sparks to be just all aggressive. Yeah, they did. They tried to do so in game number 1, but it did fail. So why not change it up?
Yeah, I think that was always really good as well. Of course, your teammates, not teammates, your other people, other teams in the lobby, off as well. But what I really like to see as well is just really being able to just really take your time. Being really patient is also really good. We have teams that are really, really aggressive, high energy, and somehow they just really
There's an interview. Let's send it over to
Bombshell here. It's a pleasure to be here on stage with you guys. Are you guys enjoying Free Fire? The first 2 matches was amazing, but not as amazing that was for this guy over here. Trev, the team captain for Loud's team. And of course, you guys had a great start today. Start with a booyah for sure. It was amazing for you. So how important it is to get off to a strong start in the finals so you can reach the match point. Como é que foi pra vocês começarem já com um buiazão aí, né? Já tirar essa pressão aí de dentro. É muito importante pra vocês já darem esse primeiro buia?
Com certeza, a confiança que já estava alta vai ainda mais lá em cima. Um buia e um top 2 agora, mesmo com as dificuldades da queda, conseguir segurar o top 2 aí. E é isso, não sei ainda a posição que nós está na tabela, mas estamos muito confiantes.
Awesome. As a Brazilian team has never won AWC before. What would it mean to bring the first AWC Free Fire trophy home to Brazil? O time brasileiro nunca ganhou o EWC, isso é certo, a gente já sabe. O que significaria para você, como jogador, e para o time da Loud serem os primeiros campeões do EWC, os primeiros brasileiros campeões do EWC?
Se tudo correr bem, vai ser incrível, né? Porque ninguém ganhou ainda no Brasil. E quando você consegue uma coisa única, ainda mais satisfatória. E a gente quer muito ser campeão mundial. E ser campeão mundial de uma coisa que ninguém tem, vai ser melhor ainda.
Amazing. So basically what he said was, I'm going crazy right now because getting the first Booyah here give us such a great confidence. We get more secure. We can team up even better. We are really happy. But I'm definitely going crazy because I want to know in which position we are in the standings. We know that Buriram was in the first match, but right now we want to know in which positions we find ourselves. And of course, being the first Brazilian team to win at EWC26 would mean a lot to us, especially representing Loud right now. We know that we can get there, and that's our mission and our goal for today. Thanks so much for the interview, Trav. We wish you the best of luck for you guys. And of course, me and you are going to watch a lot more of Free Fire. So keep it up with us and back to the studio.
YouTube मा नि YouTube पनि लिंक गर्दैन रे भाइ जस्ती ओइ भाइ जस्ती के को दाइ कुनको जस्ती के को जस्ती DRS के भयो DRS आउट भयो DRS अहिले उता यसो क्यामेरा यसो देखायो भने देखिन्छ होला DRS लाई त्यहाँ ऑडियन्समा
नेपाल फर्किसक्यो होला
फर्के हैन भोलिको साइड हो आज गेम हेर्छ होला भाइ जस्ती कुन चाहिँ सुट गरा त नि कुन चाहिँ गरा त नि कुन चाहिँ के हो भन्नु न तपाईले कस्तो टाइप इन्डियाको दुईवटा टिम पुग्यो इन्डियाको तीनटा टिमबाट दुईटा पुग्यो एक प्रो गेम पुगेन इन्डियाको टिजी थियो S8UL अनि एउटा एपेक्स गेमिङ हो एपेक्स गेमिङ र S8UL पुग्यो टिजी पुगेन
उहिले के पो त यो पैसा भनेको किन गर्छ त
त्यो त भनेको उ DRS कि लाइट DRS लाइट भोलि होला आज गेम हेर्न जान्छ होला किताब
Ooh, look who's here. If it's not the two best snipers in Brazil. I mean, of course, we have a lot of best snipers in Brazil, but right now I want to talk with both of you because I know there's a competition going on in Brazil soil, but I want to know all about here at EWC26. You shared with us your desire to be the MVP, but also the winner here. So what's more important for you right now, the MVP or to be the winner? Qual que é o seu maior desejo? Você contou pra gente que você quer ser o campeão, obviamente, mas também o MVP. O que você preferiria agora?
Ah, com certeza, sem sombra de dúvida nenhuma, ser campeão. Mas se vier o campeão MVP, já tá bom demais pra mim também.
You're the winner, but Iago is the MVP. E se acontecesse de você ser o campeão e o Iago...
Pego no Brasil e tá tudo tranquilo também.
That's okay, because he can be the MVP here, and then I will, of course, get it back in Brazil when we are back home. But Iago, you're finally back in a World Championship. What is the feeling to be back here at AWC after 2 years? Você tá de volta num campeonato mundial e qual é o sentimento de estar aqui depois de 2 anos?
Sempre é muito bom, né? Disputar em alto nível, ainda principalmente no Mundial, como EWC também, que é muito importante para todos, então é muito bom. E agora espero manter para muito tempo aí em vários mundiais.
Did you see that Baby Gold said he wants the MVP and also be the winner? What do you think of that? Você viu que ele falou, né, que ele quer ser o MVP e também o campeão. O que você acha disso?
Bom, é muito bom pra ele, mas só que acho que todos os outros que estão aqui também sonham e querem ser MVP. Então é um bagulho muito difícil. E que todo mundo, ele tá certo, todo mundo tem que ter esse desejo, essa ambição de querer ser MVP e ser campeão. Então ele tá certo.
Well, if his desire is the desire of most of players here, he definitely right, because all of us wanted.
Well, those first two matches definitely set the tone for this finals day of Free Fire at EWC26. We expected the teams, certain teams, to come out hot, and boy did they did. Buriram, especially Buriram, the first match, outstanding, and you were casting it too, Neptune.
Yeah, I was excited in there to cast as well as to see them play. And from what we've seen in there, that's just the usual way for Buriram United. Just go in and grab the numbers as early as possible, so that just in case anyone can catch up or they lose out on one game, they already have invested a few points.
And I'm excited to see what Buriram is going to be doing on that third match, because this last match, they didn't get as many eliminations as we expected them to. Talking about teams that weren't really performing that well in the first two matches, we got to talk about the Indian teams. A lot of people were expecting them to come in hot. They're currently just not being able to perform against the top dogs. We'll see if maybe a switch up is going to happen with those squads. But I know you want to talk about EVOS.
Yes, I want to talk about EVOS and RRQ in particular, because boy, oh boy, my teams were booked and busy the first two maps. I think it's just a little bit unluckiness when it comes to the drop zone, because especially RRQ, if it's talking about purgatory, that means they're going to have to go through a lot of teams. And yeah, it was right. They have to go through Falcons, they have Apex coming on their way. So it was definitely a hard early game for them, especially at the Fire Brigade. They were also forced to be separated by Fluxo. They lost Abai. That was a huge hit. So I think and I hope that RRQ could be more wise when it comes to the rotation and maybe change a bit of their drop zones on the next coming games.
Oh, well, I know as EVOS is hype right now, because AIM got that 1v2 clutch towards the end. That was I was expecting that he will be going down. The zone is behind him, and two opponents is already closing in.
Yeah, they were definitely closing in. I think nobody was expecting it. Good thing we don't have a behind-the-scenes camera in our green room, because the screams that you would hear, the reactions that you would hear, we might have to end up bleeping a lot of stuff here for the broadcast. Talking about teams being loud, we gotta talk about the Brazilian squad loud.
And speaking of not filming anything in the back, because my girl Carol is going crazy, obviously, for the Brazilian teams. I mean, you know, I was saying these teams have arguably been some of the greatest teams in international tournaments. So getting the roast and the roast, Mr. Verified AK, Boselraz, their region, and honestly, it was like all three of them advanced from obviously the group stages, so to have all three Brazilian teams representing, but of course Loud is leading the pack in that one. After that first booyah, I mean, we heard it from the interview from the team captain, they're feeling really good about this, and it looks like they're still incredibly level-headed, but they come out with like I think it was 33 points from the first match. They're not at the top of the leaderboard, you know, he was kind of saying like, I wonder where we're sitting, I'm itching to see where we're sitting. I mean, knocked down to second place, but still very much in contention to win this thing.
Yeah, the Indian teams were not able to continue on with the consistency or the momentum that they were able to get yesterday. One team that was able to carry on some momentum coming into the first two matches was none other than LYON. They started off hot, and they're feeling confident too. We saw them willing to take fights early on.
Yeah, especially in Solara, Eco Drain. They were just rocking that fight. And anyone who goes into the compound, anyone who goes into Eco Drain, they will expect a roaring lion in there. Because like, not only does it have a vending machine, just in case one of their players will be knocked out or eliminated, they can easily go for a revive and do it once again. That's 4 teams, if I'm not mistaken, 4 teams or 3 teams who introduced themselves against a LYON, and LYON stayed alive.
I mean, they're carrying that same strength from the survival stage yesterday. So not only did they go through the groups, they were in survival, and we didn't know where they were going to place, but they have that same sort of passionate and aggressive play style that we saw from yesterday, bringing it into these today's games. And it looks like, I mean, Lion's going to be leading the pack. They're doing incredibly well.
A team that wants to stride that lead as well, just make sure they kind of hunt that down and don't let it get too far away, was the team that actually just got a booyah, Twisted Minds.
Yes, Yes, Twisted Minds were also very amazing. I mean, they went from getting 0 placement point and just 5 elimination points to getting a booyah. That is quite a turnaround. I mean, that last game, 17 elimination points. That was awesome for Twisted Minds. And mind you, this is only the second booyah that they have the whole entire tournament. So I think things are looking up for Twisted Minds. Also, Thailand has got 4 representatives at the EWC 2026
I mean, I threw my cards at the first Twisted
Right,
Minds.
right. So I think personally, it's not just Buriram United Esports that we have to keep an eye for. It's also Twisted Minds. They are slowly getting their points by points.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, Twisted Minds, the first time when we saw them, they're all aggression. Get no regard of whatever placement they get. As long as they get elimination, it doesn't matter. This just, probably they tried it in game number 1. And as you called it, they do too well. Only 5 points out of that game. And then a second, like, let's be a little bit smart. Let's play it safe. And you've seen how well they distanced themselves from all the engagements that happening. And
yeah, we talked about earlier as well player performances. If we go back to the first match for Buriram, Joanna, 13 eliminations, absolute carry, and then we saw what EVOS, what AIM-God, if I'm not mistaken, was able to do in that 1 versus 2. Is there any players coming up in these next 2 matches that we're going to keep a close eye on?
I do think that Joanna's still going to kill it. I mean, Buriram has 2 person that I'm keeping an eye out for is Joanna and Moshi, because let's not forget that 6 elimination points he got in just 1 game. So yeah, I'm definitely not gonna go easy on them. The other team should be gunning for Buriram United Esports if they don't want to lose those points.
One personality of Buriram United that we know of is they want to steal MVP from each other. So Joanna is already in there, Moshi already show up. So I won't be surprised if the combination of the Russian support
And I mean, we're seeing a massive improvement from them even from EWC in 2025 as well. Like, this team obviously have, you know, won their World Series, and now not only do they want an MVP, okay, who doesn't want that, but now if they can win that World Series and then EWC 26, imagine that trophy wall, guys, goddamn.
We're not asking for much. We're just asking for just win everything for the year. Why not? Talking about all these players, one player that I would like to see him being able to show up here at this stage as well, that maybe he hasn't been able to in the first 2 matches. League D of Neo, is none other than Yago for LYON. LYON, we expected them coming in hot with what they were able to do in that group stage, but at the moment they're just not putting themselves in that kind of position and going with another Brazilian team, and I think we have to mention him too, Neptune, is MT7. I feel like we need to see some of those pop-up performances that we're seeing out of the other players.
Now that you mentioned the player right now, so I know it's not news to everyone. Yago as well as MT7 has been in rivals for a very long time. There's also a little bit of replacement happening, and you know how it is in Brazil. They go in for those battles. So I really love to see them face off against each other, but that means that they have to go 1v1.
Well, let's see if maybe we'll end up seeing a 1v1. Match 3 is ready. Who's going to be taking a couple more booyahs, and who's going to reach that threshold for the match point format of 90 points? AJ, take it away for me.
Yeah, boy, thank you very much. 7, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is AJ. I'm the Mustachio down here with the one and only Husky, your OG duo of Free Fire, right back on the desk. And man, are the games hot today. Buriram absolutely streaking hot in game number 1, but game 2, Husky, they fizzled out.
Yeah, they did fizzle out, and it was something that, you know, was in the making for almost more than a year. This is one of the teams that people want them to fill up that cabinet, the final piece of the puzzle with the EWC trophy, but last year they didn't even hit the threshold to win EWC in Riyadh. And right now they are a third away there. They have more than 30 points towards the threshold of 90. I think a couple more good rounds, give it 2 or 3 PRU, they are going to be in a prime position to get back.
And it looks like they're ready for our game already. At Shrines, do we get a hot drop? Because we know EVOS as well as MIBR.LOS usually do drop by here. They will choose the foundation instead. MIBR
will not
be disturbed for the time being, but they cannot take that for granted. Potential rotation from EVOS as they like sticking towards the outer regions of this map before hopping on towards Refinery. And Refinery,
मेरो टिम छ रे छ यार त्यहाँ त ट्विस्टेड माइन्ड भन्ने हैन ट्विस्टेड हैन बुरिराम भन्ने मेरै टिम हो.
My attention is going to be on MT Sexy that is now brought in by MIBR.LOS, so General not going to be playing this game. The second thing is also the rotation of BRU. We know that they love to go to command post. The command post is now preoccupied by LYON instead. BRU up against AG once more.
Will the Indian squad wake up here in game number 3?
Oi, Buriram, Buriram. Epics like that.
Teams that have found dominance thus far here at Free Fire and EWC26. Get high down, Wasana down, and it looks like India just needed Mustacho back on the dance floor. Gaming absolutely shut down their plays, leaving one final survivor. Can they hunt down the final one? Luxury super sniper of Thailand, scurrying away as quickly as possible. No mods on his side, no stealth bites. And Team Apex Gaming
Buriram bhai.
They get it. And the three-time world champs are gonna hurry on thanks to them.
अनि मैले सपोर्ट गरेँ हान्दैन ट्यागले
अब ट्यागले सपोर्ट हान्नु
ए तिमी नगर न दोस्त यार कस्तो भनेको यार तिमी इभोसलाई सकाउँछ
सिस्टम त दामी रहेछ
टप अप भन्नुको छैन मसँग अहिले कोइन
अब सेफ छ कि छैन भन्ने कुरा
Apex Gaming, who were literally at the very bottom of the leaderboard when
to
rise up to the top. They have no idea who they took down. So I don't know if or not it's going to be a huge confidence boost for them, but as long as they can maintain this momentum after winning out that initial Cloud up against Falcons on the other hand. Nix with the backstab from the front with the VSK. They got that absolutely well, and now they're going in for the chase. Corona's going to be some all alone here. He's not going to find the tag on him just yet, but Brab down the distance here. Max 7 in hand. Corona's about to be popped, and he puts him down on the ground. Wonderful play so far from the Brazilian squad.
Now, no out of that for Corona. Trent did say during the interview with Caro that they are feeling really good after the first booyah. And they have been local champions multiple times. And one of the things that is missing is this EWC trophy and the World Series finale. At least for now, RRQ, also a team that only finishes second. They're definitely looking to break that curse here on around the corner. That's going to be Joker down RRQ with their 6th point.
Yeah, easy takedown there. LYON left their player all alone outside just for a little bit of a distraction. And this was that replay performance from Shoto. And he just shut down the hopes of Buriram in the second game after got in the first spot here at the Esports World Cup. We get taken out of the lobby prematurely. EVOS on the other hand. LYON after LYON. They'll hunt down. We just saw RRQ find one earlier. Either way, LYON's not doing too well. Yakos. India. Can't see the shots from the back. Man does not have the Mars at this point of time. You're going to be regretting bringing that Skylar in. But it is what it is. S8UL on the other hand, bumping into yet another Brazilian squad out there. Yago with sliver of health and nameless AG.AL from afar, cutting down the distance, slowly catching up with them. And perhaps this third party can allow S8UL to pull in a couple of revives.
Old series ma chai aba ke garnu keraharu
MT7 could get pushed right now by Twisted Mice. Pop.
Would get him someone
but he's getting pinned down. Twisted Mice with the
split man on the
platter. Twisted Mice stopped in their tracks.
Yeah, you sit on my shoulder, buddy. I'll pick you right up.
Hey,
Sudarshan ta najikai cha gare. Sudarshan ta najikai cha pokhara.
Diamond, beautiful play. Looking for the vending machine. And Butch is in.
The
guard of the vending machine failed on his mission. Don't get to take the squad out of the equation just yet.
A big clutch there from Butcherson.
Nepal team
we saw BRU get wiped out in Freedom Command Post, so Team Apex Gaming now have full control of the southern side of the map. LYON
Tony
in
those.
a good spot as EVOS catches up to RRQ.
One day to EVOS mere team ho vanera
RRQ is the one that gets the drop, but EVOS prevails.
Roll like sec.
Point now around the corner.
Roll like
sec.
sec.
Throw that is isolated. Ray finds that finisher.
India team le Nepal ko one ke on mesti yo viewership हेर्न दिन्छ नि त इन्डियामा भ्युअर्स राम्रो छ नेपालमा छैन
they will all spread out on the battlefield.
Jack पनि उता
on
sec.
the other hand, bumping into Falcons.
This
one just does not end. Empty sexy down on the ground. Round 8-7 on a high ground here, has got the Winchester in hand. Pina shooting distance in the process of round 8, but he does not get the job done.
Main channel ma 2000 viewers boger basera basira de era
Stop the SVD straight to the head. Rowney was looking for the vending machine but prevented.
Watchparty main channel gareko धेरै आउनु पर्यो
Tails, trying to get out of there as quickly as possible, but the hit list has been bought. And MIBR player, although they have this they're not going to be able to get away from this Falcons. They know exactly where he is. And this is going to be the end for MIBR.
They retired him just to confirm the elimination. Yago can hide all he wants, but there's no escaping the talents of the Falcons. MIBR.LOS removed in 9th place.
नेपालीहरु पनि गाह्रै छ नि दोस्त EWC हेर्नलाई तर त्यस्तो लाइक फ्यान बेस नभएर नदेखा होला के धेरै नेपाली टिमको यताउति इभोसले हैन मलाई जसम लाग्छ लाउड कि त बुढीराम त अब नभनौं
मेरो त फ्याल्कन बल फ्याल्कन भनिसक्यो त्यही सुरुमै फ्याल्कन
versus Fluxo MT7 as the rest of Twisted Minds use the zip line to cross the battlefield. Diamond has got MT7 in his crosshairs. MT7 on the other hand, focusing on the airdrop. They want to make sure they've got the weapons of choice to take on Twisted Minds as well as the utilities. But the Bass with the advantage at 590 needs another one. Almost messed that up. But MT7, the sniper, just could not take a decent CQC.
Yep, just the daylight robbery and an extra point under the pocket.
South Asia ko
to run away.
One of the best shots भन्न सकिन्छ South Asia हाम्रो रिजन हो है
which is it needs to hold the force to find an isolated joker. But they need to secure some space at the sub for MT7 to come back into the lobby. Surprisingly, very spread out as a team on the southern side of the map.
If you look at this map, usually we've seen dominance out of the Thai squad so far. Falcons put it on AG.AL. All of them have one booyah each on this Kalahari map. With Buriram out of the equation already, perhaps Falcons will be the biggest threats later. Fluxo on the other hand, they got a booyah for themselves on this Kalahari map as well in their run here at EWC26. But as far as those points are concerned, they didn't really rake in a lot of eliminations. In fact, Fluxo hasn't really looked very strong on the battlefield so far as far as eliminations.
Not at all. I definitely expected a bit more, but I'm looking for them to wrap up maybe game 3 and 4 onwards, right? This is the team that needs some time to warm up the engines. But one of the theme of this game is the fact that two of the biggest strongholds are requiring command posts because of RRQ and BRU. Both of them are not in the lobby, which means that there's a lot of real estate freed up for everyone else. The game should slow down temporarily until maybe the 11-minute mark. And until then, we're going to see Stragglers being picked off left and right and then brought back by the vending machine. And that means it's going to be some free points for the teams who managed to find these eliminations.
But he tried his best there to get to the vending machine, but unfortunately the Valiant Dash used against him. Not really to disable any of his defenses, but just to cut the distance down. Actually finding Jack as well, and now S8UL left with one final survivor. Can India find a way to get back into this matchup through this squad? And Team Apex Gaming, on the other hand, started off really hot up against Buriram, but they've been silent so far. AG.AL finding the Brazilians.
Loud's okay, yeah.
M79 up into the top floor. Trap will be pushed down by the M590. And that starts off a big one. And that's a massive advantage because that's the player that had the M79 on the side of the Brazilian squad. Deal with the shot from above in the M82B. And they dismantle with that play.
Perfect execution from AG.AL. I think there was a bit of a miscom there from LYON, who tried to run down the stairs and Trap absolutely caught out. Not really sure what the plan was, but Cypher with the great execution on the Valiant Dash sealed the deal there.
No.
I think the play there was supposed to be the M79 be sent down to that lower ground, and then of course those grenades to take out the players from the front lines. But unfortunately, before he could get into position, he just got shot out of this spot with the M5. Beautiful play out of Cypher there in that moment. Now Twisted Minds up against EVOS. Both these teams know each other very well from the Southeast Asian region. It is EVOS right now leading with the eliminations as well as the utilities. Twisted Minds not too far behind them. But you look at the long reposition, that's probably, I think, Exposi trying to get into spot. See if he can flank around. AG.AL watching this battle from afar as well. If Dew finds aim god, this is going to be deadly.
You can say the same for if Russia gets a clear shot. Diamond's already tagged out. You have Fluxo on the high ground too, so Twisted Minds not really comfortable staying out in the open at foundation. They need to find some cover here. But with EVOS pushing in, they gotta pick the poison.
8 point tano.
You gotta pick the poison, man, either way.
Elimination, no point.
You do not find the antidote for either one of them. More stealth fights used by Russia. He gets a easy flank around the left hand side.
दुई गेम सुत्यो अब
before the rest of his brothers.
फ्री किल भनेको थियो तिमीहरुलाई त्यो कुन चाहिँ हो टिमको त्यो गरेको थियो के
Vitality ले होला
to spot, he gets shot in the back by the player from the side of Fluxo, most probably MT7. He was called for the bolt maker. Lightning zone now. Twisted Minds cannot step out into the open. Aim got with one misplay that does not manage to get the first knockdown in the Valiant dash. Almost saving him. That A124 thrill of battle that gave them the bravery to step into the battle. But Twisted Minds turning the situation around for themselves.
Yeah, and Russia needs to build a team up right now. And a snipe Russia going above and beyond and putting EVOS on his back. Exposing the vast remainders.
ओए मेरो टिमको मेन्टरहरु कत्रो धेरै हो
with the delivery system. Can he complete the cycle here as the boss desperately bringing his teammates back with the revive? Russia has done more than enough. It's his turn to maybe get his teammates back into the game. The boss over the glue wall. The boss comes out on top.
The best, beautiful. Gets the insurance policy first on that revive, bringing Diamond back into play and then going for the shutdown. But their chances of surviving this lobby and getting a point is absolutely slim. As is going to probably get taken out of the equation here outside the circle, tanking a lot of damage. Apex on the other hand, right beside S8UL, we've had a full squad recovery. Looking for the next zone. Can he stay a ninja? Nah, they've spotted him already and Apex is going to get tagged up. Probably this is the end.
It's either S8UL, AG.AL that takes that away. Just a free point sitting out in the open. If you are the Indian team, you definitely would want that point as you are sitting at the bottom. As we lose Twisted Minds off screen too, Apex is just trying to... I mean, he did gain an extra placement point for himself before Dew finally collects that. So we are going to go down to just 6 more teams.
AG.AL as well as Fluxo, the only 2 other teams that have managed to secure a booyah on Kalahari from this EWC stage. Can they take it all the way? LYON has been fairly quiet after a few mishaps at the very start. Haven't secured a single elimination for themselves. Fluxo, on the other hand, tanking a lot of damage outside the circle. Spots out S8UL on that rotation. Jack's getting tagged up by BAR.LOS. AG.AL like shooting fish in a barrel. And Fluxo wants to steal that away. MT7 knocks down Troll. He makes sure he gets the confirmation as well. AG.AL getting those shots in, making sure they scare the players on the side of Fluxo back. And they're trying to keep Buddy Pins it in.
Yeah, this is a good game for Fluxo and AG.AL to pull ahead of the curve because some of the Apex spotters are already out.
One more!
Cypher, can he get the snipe in? It's Dew again, of course. Never doubt this guy. Buddy is also pinned down behind that glue wall, and it's only a matter of time before AG.AL finds him. LYON now will join that fight, and maybe that's a distraction. They will bail Fluxo out of the situation as they fight against the AG.AL.
Instantly jumping out of the monster truck, getting the pickup with the glue walls, and they take Bunny out of the equation as well. Unfortunately, the circle actually claimed that point off of them. As S8UL Esports makes the exit from the lobby, we now have the top 3. And then I think the team late. Fluxo. Definitely geared up for the booyah here. Falcons Just the one team that's
Simple
played on in, can they make it out here? I totally forgot that they were still alive and kicking. All three of these teams have already performed at Kalahari, and they're looking to pull off their second booyah. Which one will be able to secure that for themselves? Cypher bringing the whole squad of AG.AL together with him, backing him up as he cuts the distance down with their squad as well as Fluxo, but they realize right under the bridge, Fluxo will be dangerous. And they take a quick U-turn, but they'll have to deal with Falcons here. And they're going to hope and pray that it is Fluxo that finds Falcons first. Jump pad getting them in, but that's a bad move. First one gets snuffed out of the air. Pina with a double on fire finds Nameless. And AG.AL losing too early.
This is good for Fluxo. Carrero made his rotation too late and went down to the blue. Pina did take down Dew. But now Fluxo completely freed out and might get an advantageous fight against Falcons. Pina needs to have final match for pushing them straight into the heat of Fluxo, who are coming at them with full force. Nice exposed and limit with the first one to even the odds out. Fluxo forward, pushes in with the dash in. Pina covering himself and pushes in. Now needs assistance. Again, his limit trying to hold Falcons together, but he falls in the hands of MC7. Pina brought back up, pops in front of him, on fire, providing help. Falcons side by side. As Fluxo looks to turn the corner, the pre-fire comes through. Pina rushes in. MC7 holds his own. MC7 delivers on fire with the trade. Can Paul steal in the captain of Fluxo? Do it! On fire! It's on fire! And Falcons get their booyah.
The second booyah at Kalahari. The fifth time they make their run here on this map, and they're truly dominant. A well-played game for all three teams that squeeze themselves towards that final circle. A brilliant play by Falcons. They got locked down by the thrill of battle off of that A1 initially, but it was Pina and his perfection. Well-timed circled around it. Could not use his active skill, but it didn't matter. He went in for the pop, an instant pickup to maintain the numbers advantage, and the distraction with the extra player on the side of Falcons more than enough to allow On Fire to pop off towards the very end. A brilliantly executed final circle for Falcons.
This is something the Falcons is very good at. You put them at a disadvantage, they will somehow even the odds out and take the skills in their favor.
And you see the prioritization of the Diva there as well, and that's exactly what got them that instant pickup in such a dire situation. Without the focus on Diva, I think they would have been wiped out already, and that's exactly what makes these passive skills so important.
Absolutely, and because of that, Falcons get themselves 28 points from Kalahari, but Fluxo and AG.AL, they're not too far behind, right? 21 for Fluxo, 19 for AG.AL. These are the teams that actually needed these points the most, with BRU and LYON Snickers out of the equation early on, and now we should start seeing a bit of a separation from the top 6 and the bottom 6, because it's starting to look like it's a top-heavy game.
A great recovery for Team Apex Gaming as well. India had a phenomenal run yesterday. First two matches, not really on their side. This is the game they wake up on. But S8UL still lagging behind a tad bit, but at the very least, not at the very bottom of this leaderboard for Kalahari. But on the overall leaderboard, I'm fairly sure they're still at the bottom. They need to do a lot, and they hope and pray that this stage does not end quick, because you very well know that it could just happen. Now Team Falcons, after that game, I'm pretty sure they're somewhere around the 50-point region, and if they give us exactly what they gave at the grand finals, the very first match was a 40-point they might just activate the match point in this very next game.
They still hold the world record for most points in a single game. If they deliver that, it is going to be another one of those examples where Falcons prove that they are the superior team. And can you imagine being a two-time champion at EWC? So why not make that run it back?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Two teams out here on that stage,
team
capable of becoming two-time world champions. for Free Fire at the Esports World Cup. You've got EVOS, you've got Falcons, but are they going to be upset by the squads out there today? Because if you look at the overall leaderboard, based on the performance that we saw of Kalahari earlier, it's currently going to be stacked with the teams at the top.
Absolutely. And the one thing that I was worried about coming into the grand finals, even after yesterday, was if these Thai teams are going to go aggressive, and so far they have been. So let's see if they can keep that Thai freight train going. We'll be right back with more action.
The human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
What a game, and welcome back to our station. I'm Yoso, and right next to me is Lucifer. Wow, okay, so before we start everything, I must talk about India teams. Alright, so I think that stepping into the finals, they're a little bit struggling, but look at TAG at the first beginning of the game 3. Clear all Buriram United Esports. What are you going to say about that, Lucifer?
They needed that initial start. They get an idea about the stage itself because grand finals is not that easy. But they have done it. They took down Buriram and almost fully taking down EVOS as well. So brilliant stuff coming in from their end, but also have to add on to Loud's consistency coming through. This time AG.AL might have troubled them, but you can see Loud for Brazil, they're also moving in the direction. And I really like how these teams, on one end India, on the other end Brazil, everybody's trying to take this trophy away from Southeast Asia.
Exactly, okay, so we have the teams here, Loud and Fluxo. What is wrong with LYON? I just keep questioning myself during the 3 games past. Like, what is really wrong with them? Like, I don't really know what is happening to LYON. Like, have you got any idea?
I think right as now it's Loud as well as Fluxo. They're the ones who are picking up, and MIBR.LOS, unfortunate they're coming in the mix of that battle, and they're unable to pull it off. Hopefully they do something different that works in their favor, but one thing that did in their favor to get back to what they did in EWC24 is Falcons, that they want to be a 2-time EWC champion.
Right, but what about EVOS? They're getting a little slower than during the 3 games away. But I'm really impressed with the final play. We have our last circle, AG.AL, Fluxo, and also Team Falcons. And Falcon Pina is definitely on fire. He's played really nice, even in the last circle. Control the games really nice. We cannot talk about on fire. Fire is back, and I'm really
Falcons indeed are getting their fire back in because they know that they need this trophy once again. They need to become the 2-time. It's not easy. And if they do it at Esports World Cup 2026 Paris, they will be elated. They will have their key right here. That's the reason we're standing right next to the game trophy, along with 3 keys that they could maybe crush and take it home. But again, the reason I say maybe is this is Falcons getting their very first booyah, the second in the overall tournament. So there's a lot that they have to do yet.
Yes, and I'm looking forward more to see our teams because this is unlimited games, right? Reach more to 90 points. Okay, so let's back to our studio, shall we?
PDM team is on ata.
Thank you very much, Lucifer and Yun. So we are about to hop in the game number 4, and it is Bermuda time, back to the origins of Free Fire. And you're right, so far some of these front runners from Thailand and Brazil have been hitting it hard. MIBR.LOS, nowhere to be found, but hopefully they are going to start showing up because we don't want to end by game 5 or 6. AJ, we want to double them. We're going to go game 12 to make use of the unlimited games available in this grand finals. So let's see if some of the bottom dwellers can deliver us a surprise.
I know, yeah.
Brazil and Team Apex Gaming from India. Needed the big mustache on the desk so that India can get a little bit more excited. Let's see if or not they take this one all the way. They haven't had a booyah on Bermuda just yet, but I'm hoping this is the first one for TAG.
कौन सी मैप में चैंपियन रस एक्टिवेट हो रहा है?
Danger zone here. I'm talking
अब
about
6 गेममा होला 6 कि 7
They're making me a tad bit nervous.
1 बजे 2 बजे 3 बजेसम्म गेम सकेन सकेन अनि हेर्दिन
गाइस कता भनम गाइस शेयर अनि कता भनम गाइस सबैले
ओए हात दुखिसके मेरो दोस्त
because usually Fluxo prefers to go straight for Mars Electric.
I know, right?
फलो हानम गाइस
So
सबैले
it's
फलो
either
हान्दिन
intentional by Fluxo or TAG have something that we don't know.
अहिलेसम्म 350 फलोअर्स गोल थियो हैन अहिले फेरि 900 पुऱ्याइदिसक्यो रे अहिले 1000 पुरो चाहिँ अहिले
In the vicinity,
त्यही त हो
but TAG is
अब फलो
already
कम्प्लिट भइसक्यो पढाउँछ हो
not really looking too healthy. Shoto
ओइ ओइ ट्याग फेरि फ्लुक्सो सकाउँछ जस्तो छ यो ट्यागले
again off to a
आ
good
मैले
start.
त यहाँ पुग्छु
A very careless push there in that situation. Shoto's down.
Oi, I know those.
Shot from afar.
बियर द फ्लुक्सले
Didn't really get to see exactly who was that taking the shots up against them, but it doesn't matter. Katie God's on the way out of this sticky situation. Like a cowboy, he's riding away. No sunset, so I guess it doesn't matter.
In this context, luckily there's no sunset. An early exit for TAG.
Hey, don't say that. I was waiting for them to come back.
Same, man. I was hoping the same as well. Right? And again, that's the concern that I did brought up. Because I was expecting that, the Thai team's experience, well, especially those that qualified directly into the grand finals and didn't have to play yesterday, they're going to come in hot, looking for eliminations to get that big lead. And that's exactly what happened in game 1. You know, BRU did that. Twisted Minds did it in game 2. Lao scored a booyah. So for the teams from India, this is probably the biggest pressure that they've ever faced. And under all these aggressions from the teams and how fast the lobby has been going, it is going to take a while for them to get used to it. And it better go fast.
Looking at what Fluxo did here, they're definitely going in for the hunt onto Team Apex Gaming. They managed to take down Katie God, but that's not going to give them an extra advantage because the revival was already completed. The squad is on the way back in. So very intentional play. By the Brazilian Giants. Fluxo getting 4 points off of TAG at the very get-go. Buriram on the other hand, just 1 point claim so far. They send the UAV out. Can they find more?
Well, TAG got lucky for just a little bit because they actually went to peak, and that's where Buriram usually spends a bit more time hanging around. Because Buriram moved a bit Masakti strip, TAG actually gets a second chance in this lobby. Not so lucky, not so sure about LOS though, because they're about to run into BRU. LYON beelining towards where the boss is, and there could be some info the Twisted Minds can use, but I don't think they want to fight right now. They want to get those revives.
LYON versus one player from the side of Twisted Minds. Bass is going to get caught in a tight little spot here. Joker with the 824, flanking around the right hand side. Della pushing on forward. Spots out Bass. Joker gets the first shot in. Bass pulls up a good glue wall. He's going to be able to block the shots from Della. Grenade's not going to find him just yet. Bass has got the Drogon in hand. But Joker will RGS him out of the equation. And Troll from up top. S8UL trying to interfere in the situation, but the time turner is going to allow the Lions to pick their buddy up and find that recovery as well. An extra glue wall inside the time turner just in case they break it down. Just no aggression from the side of S8UL, just hit with no shots. Limit is going to get tagged up here as well. And it is a battle that I did not expect to see the Thai Giants join. But this is now turning into a three-way fight. And S8UL might be able to get away as Lions now start shooting down the Falcons.
S8UL is the team that has info on both Falcons and LYON, and that's why they instantly back off and leave LYON to be the Falcons' problem instead of themselves. Limit just got picked back up, so Falcons didn't really have much time to pick themselves into shape. But there's still a trade between LYON and LYON King. That is the back broken on the LYON side. They no longer have the anchor, and LYON will be forced to split up.
Brilliant play, brilliant counter by Falcons. Although they were in a tight little spot there, using the jump pad. See if they can pull away some numbers from that equation. Intentionally or unintentionally, the Indian squad of S8UL survived. And the Lions didn't go in for the pressure since Falcons got a couple of numbers off of them as well. This time it's EVOS that finds it. And that's about it. What a turnaround. M1917 gets the knock. Can he get the confirmation? Tommy gets a double.
1v3?
Can he get a triple? Locked out by the thrill of battle.
Finish and
the elimination. The best, you monster.
absolutely insane play
Matthew
there.
got the slime
Hunted
on
down by the entirety of EVOS and comes out with 2-2 head-to-head so far. And the entire game, he has been finally Ray takes him out. But it did come at a cost for EVOS. They are forced to soft reset.
Good anticipation.
Saljak
in the vehicle. A disadvantage up against Strap, who has the woodpecker. KD got, and now they're all spread out on the battlefield.
KD tem force
right above on the revive. Don't tell me he's going to drop right in here. That might be the distraction that Team Apex Gaming is going to need. S8UL on the other hand, up against Falcons. In this compound, Falcons have got the high ground advantage. Limit, Riptide Rhythm sent out already, so he's on cooldown for the active skills. Jack's going to be spotted out from afar. Peanuts quickly repositions towards the lower ground. They pulled out the painted refuge off of the Steffi earlier on, but drone nades were set from the side of Falcons. So that could be the active wasted. It's a 2v2. Time to use a little prematurely.
Falcon को अर्को गेममा एक्टिभेट हुन्छ
And the follow-up won't put Falcons out of the equation. S8UL Esports still alive.
Perfect stuff from Troll with the car 98 and the cluster to set it up as well, completely scattering the front line of Falcons right into the crosshair of Troll. And TAG on the other hand, you wanted the Indian team to step up, AJ. I think they are granting your wish as they were chasing down isolated members as well. And this could put them in a good spot and give them more games in this final. With Falcons removed, now it is Twisted Minds and Fluxo's chance to get ahead.
Bharat Mata ki.
Oh wait, एक्चुअली कॉल कसरी मिलाउनु यही हो साइडमा भएको मान्छेलाई म्युट राख्दिनु ती भोल्युम कम गर्दिनु
They can climb up consistently, maybe get into the final circle. They stand a good chance. Man, the pass is just
बॉल मिलाउने के अनि भोल्युम कम गर्दै अनि तपाईको भोल्युम कम गर्दिनु हो
Can he pull up a superstar play? This time it's KD God with the M1970, the double revolvers up against the Bass, who does have the SMG in hand. The poison deadly. KD God needs a sharp shot here. The Bass quickly finding the recovery off of the super and the backup.
You lucky.
Exposy brought right back in.
Next sarapदै छ
He should turn tails and get the heck out of there. Because you've got two players on the side of Twisted Minds with a high ground advantage, and Diamond has the VSK. That's it. He tries to get away. Diamond, are you going to miss all of those shots, Shoto? One more. He's keeping him alive, but finally taken down. Took too long for Diamond, but finally sorted that out.
Longer than they needed. Exposy, he is running all the way from peak to join his teammates. Vovin is still up, but this vending machine is so far away. And Mill, I think that's where he's heading. We saw that Dinoculus being used earlier on, but it also could be from AG.AL to make sure that there's no team coming in from the eastern side. S8UL have been juking it off with BRU for quite some time. Let's see if Bunny can come out on top. The blue wall all go down at the same time. Is Bunny against the captain and Jonah Bassett.
Man, I mean, Jonah's a monster always, but in that situation, he was definitely outnumbered. The rest of the players from the side of Buriram is having the crosshairs on him from afar. Moshi spotting out Jack as well. That Jack
Indian team put a
little bit of a distance between himself as well as the super sniper of Buriram. But the rest of the S8UL players are not out of the woods just yet. Spotted out by Buriram, Jonah as well as Get.AL out in the open. Troll has got the car 98 and the VSK.
Oh no.
The quick scopes will get him absolutely nothing. Perfect defense off of Buriram. On the opposite end, we've got LYON bumping into EVOS.
He doesn't see Jonah with stealth light, so it could be dangerous. EVOS here. Is it another three-way fight? If it is,
could even be a four-way Husky.
RQ joins it, you call it. Up there you go. With the snipe onto BZP, AVOS is going to try and capitalize on this. But he's going to be pinned down in this warehouse as well. If LYON pushes this, it is going to be bad news for EVOS.
Yeah, good recovery for Loud here. Just quickly going on to the drone, making sure RQ does not get those easy shots. And assisted by EVOS from down the bottom as well to lay out all of those glue wall melters. They call out the painted refuge from Steffi, protecting them from any nades that will be tossed up onto the roof. So that's a brilliant defense here by Loud. That ice grenades are not going to do anything to them. Dragon Freeze will not scratch them at all. But the painted refuge used up already. They all get tagged up by the Moko. EVOS knows exactly where they are. All thanks to the lightning zone as well. And Loud has got nowhere to go.
Yeah, they're actually trapped on this roof. But the good news is that it is right in the center of the circle, so they still have some time to plan their escape route if needed, or at least just hold here and wait for the other team to take themselves out. AVOS under pressure, clear vision of him. BRU crippled, unfortunately, as they actually lost the fight against S8UL off screen. So Moshi will have to backtrack from where he came from.
The two Indian teams are still alive, so I'm a happy man. Buriram on the other hand. Rough round here, Moshi. Uh-oh. Could just see the end here, Nameless. I don't know if he knows.
Cypher should check this.
Second round, Cypher get him. Spots him. Moshi is not going to survive this one. Buriram taken out. Their banner burned out of the skies. Fantastic start, just no great follow-up from your three-time world champs.
0 placement points again, AJ. Another early exit, Twisted Mind challenging TAG and Exposy. I mean, so far the pass has been hard. He's continuing, rushes into the field. They lose 2, but same as TAG can move and pull this back. They've already lost their star Shoto. So it all comes down to Wovin as the huge to make some magic happen. They're trying to go on the other side of the building, of the window. Wovin needs some distance to reconvene.
The guy had no glue walls, he almost got shot in the back, but thanks to his lucky stars, very sure they're aligned for the team perfectly right now. But luck is about to run out for TAG. They do not have the resources needed to survive this final circle, and they don't have the number of players on their side as well. Luck be on their side, a riptide from another squad, giving the opener here. S8UL losing lives one after the other as well on the opposite end. And the four-way fight still has a lot of life and keeping up on top.
They are holding on so well, so much medkit. They weathered the storm for now. Like follow tap problem, but at least they have the warehouse to drop into if needed.
tap so 200-300 million like put on
Twisted Minds for a while, but now TAG will have to somehow get out of this with minimal resource.
S8UL, although they survived long enough into the 12-minute mark, placement points wise, they don't really get anything much out of this lobby at all. Team Apex Gaming with 2 final survivors, a double caught on the outside. And they find a quick recovery before perhaps taking the fight up against Team Apex Gaming. Knock on that door slightly and they'll be able to get 2 free points unless, of course, Wolvin and Sile Judge show us some miracle because they have no glue walls. They'll just have to wait for a gunfight.
LYON just wiped out 3 out of the 4 Fluxo members too as they were going on the cross. The high ground advantage was too good for LYON to pull this out, and now he just can get absolutely ran through by the bars. They should spell the end of TAG and get out into the blue. Wovin actually finds that revive on the KD God to extend their lifeline, and he's on the MT7. Wovin though loses the fight, but MT7 did eventually perish to the blue.
Yeah, Wovin did manage to collect that elimination off of him. Brilliant play, but of course Team Apex Gaming, that's going to be their consolation prize. They survived definitely much longer, but elimination points wise, that's exactly where we see the big improvement coming through from the squad. But they need way more than that to climb a leaderboard in a massive lobby like this. Not their fault at all. On the survival stage, you didn't have these big boys, you didn't have these monsters prowling around. It's a tough lobby to say the least. Lions now rotating away from Twisted Minds. Fluxo versus RRQ, the big fight. Dude still alive and kicking, but lost. Doing a number on them, spotting out Rams. Circling around the glue wall, won't get clapped by the thrill of battle. The A124 does RRQ in. The sniper of RRQ can't do much in this situation, tries to run away. Prevented by Rigby. Easy points for MIBR, and that's the 4 that they pick up in this lobby.
Good stuff. MIBR.LOS needed an intervention. They needed a way back into this final, and I think they found that opening. Now it's about converting that into more. Lao still holding on strong. The next circle. Let's see if it decides whether Lao gets to stay. Nope, out into the open we go. AG.AL, they are primary position to vulture all of these points from the far. And if AG.AL gets this booyah, they are going to be so close to 90 points.
How long has Loud stayed on this roof? They have played their defense perfectly. Nobody has been able to punish them. Nobody has been able to kick them off. Now the blue zone will finally do the job, removing the Brazilian squad off of that roof. But the question is, how will they make their move in towards the next circle? Now lightning zone has been called out. It is not AG.AL's goal maker. Potentially from MIBR, as they are looking to make their way a long journey towards the next zone. Blue wall melters laid out here by AG.AL. General's going to be in a lot of trouble, but the shot that comes from Yao allows him to make the quick rotation round, and MIBR still safe.
The only way to really make this competitive is for LOS to get that booyah somehow. Allow Wiping out the members. BZP hanging on by a thread. Now top back up. As the quad and the fifth for BZP. Next comes the but LYON shows up. And Della leads the charge. Games King also winning out his one against Quaksha. LYON not to be denied.
Yeah, LYON steps on in right after that double nade from the side of Twisted Minds. Beautiful play. And of course, it is LYON that get the biggest slice of this pie through those points. Diamond still clapped by the thrill of battle. He can't use his active skills just yet. Goes in for the Superman right outside the zone. Tanking a lot of damage. Traps down on the ground. BZP needs to go in here for the pickup, and Games King can't find the final player. Diamond going in for the shutdown. A sliver of health left here for BZP. And Diamond gets the final player, and it is an all-out Thailand final circle that's clapped by AG.AL for the Booyah.
And they have now officially hit that critical mass. They are so close to 90 points. This Booyah, I believe, paired with 11 eliminations, puts them one good game away from the 90-point threshold. How sweet would that be? They came up with global finals clash squad victory, but it's something that people brush aside because it's not Battle Royale, it's not the Holy Grail. Another Holy Grail right in front of them. It's just one step away.
Before this match, they were 33 points away. Wonder if or not they managed to pull off a phenomenal run. I mean, if you look at it from the grand scheme of things, these three Thai squads, Team Falcons, Twisted Minds, AG.AL, they didn't really go all out in the Twist game like what Buriram did. But right after that, you see the consistency out of these boys. Falcons and Twisted Minds already with their Booyah earlier, and AG.AL just picking one up for themselves as well. So if you look at it from the grand scheme of things, Southeast Asia doing phenomenally well out there.
This has to feel like deja vu for BLU. This was exactly what happened back in Riyadh in 2025. Get a hot start on Bermuda in game 1 and then absolute silence. And it has happened 2 rounds in a row. You gotta feel what the players are thinking. I think Wasana is starting to feel the stress as well. Hands on his head in game 3 and really just slumping back on the chair after game 4 ended. But there's one team that deserves Twisted Minds. They missed out last year. Jump was with poor memory. They didn't even make 80 points. They finished last in Riyadh. He joined Twisted Minds and now they are here. And they're ever so close.
Absolutely. But are they close enough to the consistency of AG.AL? They have been dominating Clash Squad, and they have also been ripping away massive points in whichever Battle Royale lobby they hop on into. Any tournament that they've visited so far, they've definitely found the top 3 for themselves, and now they're looking to become the champions here for Free Fire at Esports World Cup 2026 Paris. They're not too far away from doing exactly that. 90 points, that's our match point target. And right now they may just be, like you said, 1 game away.
Yeah, 1 game away from 90. And if everything goes according to plan for AG.AL, Game 6 is where they lift that trophy. It would be a fast finals. I mean, not that we've not seen it. We saw it back in spring when Team Secret walked away with 4 consecutive Booyahs, but AG.AL has such a good run so far. But again, we did highlight Twisted Minds earlier on, and now we have them on stage. Let's see what they have to say.
Welcome back to the main stage. My name is Barney Banks, and I've got Exposy here from Twisted Minds, playing absolutely out of their skin at this point. Exposy, I want to just quickly ask you, if we look back to groups, you guys would play relatively slowly, and you would gain momentum throughout the day, and then obviously you end on a high, obviously winning your group. However, today you've come out really aggressive. Was that always the plan?
ถ้าเกิดมองย้อนไปตอนกรุ๊ปสเตจตอนนั้นเราเล่นกันแบบว่าค่อยๆไปเรื่อยๆแบบว่าไต่ไปเรื่อยๆแบบเงียบๆจนสุดท้ายแล้วเนี่ยเราจบที่1ของกรุ๊ปสเตจเลยนะฮะแต่ว่าพอมารอบแกรนด์ไฟนอลเนี่ยพวกเราฟอร์มของพวกเราออกไปทางร้อนแรงแล้วก็เอ็กซ์เกรสซีฟค่อนข้างมากเลยเป็นยังไงบ้างครับดีครับได้ต่อไปเพรียนดังนั้นนะปั่นจักรยานไปหอเฟลครับก็เลยเล่นดีครับ
Yeah, actually like the reason behind like our aggressive style is like because we got a chance to like ride a bicycle to the Eiffel Tower, so we have a lot of energy to play today.
Because you rode a bicycle. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about the current situation that you're in right now on the leaderboard, okay? You're from one of the strongest regions coming into this, alongside the likes of Falcons, AG.AL, yourselves as well, and of course Buriram United Esports. How does it feel right now to be sitting, towards the top of the leaderboard, almost leading the charge?
ก็ถ้าเกิดมองไปไปที่ลีดเดอร์บอร์ดตอนนี้นะฮะเทียบกับสกอร์ของทีมที่มาจากรีเจียนเรานะฮะไม่ว่าจะเป็นว่าFalconsนะฮะบุรีรัมย์หรือไม่ก็ทีมอื่นสวิสเซอร์แลนด์หรือว่าอื่นๆก็ตามนะฮะคะแนนของเราตอนนี้เนี่ยค่อนข้างโดดออกไปทีเดียวแล้วก็ตอนค่อนข้างสูงแล้วก็เกือบถึง90แล้วนะรู้สึกไงบ้างครับ
ก็รู้สึกดีแล้วครับทีมเล่นดีก็
तो S8UL को प्लेयर लेके भन्दैछ थाहा छ
I'm very happy and very satisfied
नेपाल छैन आज भन्दैछ कसम भने
hopefully like all the Thai fans and everyone around the world keep supporting them
Finally, before I let you go, I just want to ask you what it would mean to you and your teammates and of course your community watching to lift this incredible trophy that you see before you
คำถามสุดท้ายนะฮะก็รู้สึกไงบ้างฮะแล้วก็คิดว่าแฟนๆจะรู้สึกไงบ้างในนาทีที่เราได้ยกถ้วยรางวัลนี้ขึ้นมาฮะ
ก็ดีใจครับซ้อมมาเหนื่อยก็
बहुतले भने देवस अरे
Yeah, very happy like because like we're going so hard for this year like we're giving everything we got and hopefully we can finally lift the trophy.
Okay, well, yeah, it shows. You guys are trying extremely hard. It shows. Congratulations on where you're on the leaderboard. If you guys lift that trophy, I'll ride a bicycle with you guys to the Eiffel Tower. And so with that being said, we're going to head back over to the studio before we come back with some more free fire action.
जो पनि दोस्त आज नि देखेन एल्गाडो किन्देऊ भनेको एल्गाडो के मैले किन्छु भने
यार मैले म्युट हान्छु है अब त डिआरएस खै भन्दै अब इन्डेक्सको बाट नै उस्तो नआयो हो इफोर को खेल्छ म खेल्छु नि ब्रो यार अहिले बेलुका आउनु लाइभमा बेलुका इफोरको लाइभ हान्छु म
बनाएन हो लाकी ओइ लाकी भाइ तिमी यहाँ बोलाउ त Ini apa nih aku live lo? Cakap malam guys, terus bandim. Hai dos, autos bakre. Aja. Kyo autos? Babu. Discord में बोलो. Kita guest में, wait, तेलाई तो guest में बोलो dos. Ayo guest में. Kita. Wait.
Alright, everybody, we're hanging out in the festival zone, and if you don't know what this is, we're going to walk you through it a little bit because you definitely want to check this out while you're hanging out at EWC 2026. This is going to be right next to the Free Fire station. You can see there's got some people playing in here already. There's the option for basketball or football, soccer if you're American, and you can come in here, play this all day, breaks between the games. It's the perfect thing to do to kind of switch things up as you're hanging out here. But there's also a ton of games that you can participate in. I don't know if you've been by the Free Fire stage lately, but the fans from Brazil for these teams are insane. We're talking musical instruments, drums, cheers, matching outfits, flags. Sometimes gotta take a little break. So make sure you come and check out the festival area to do exactly that. Another very helpful thing to check out while you're here at EWC 2026 is, of course, the venue map. Now, might sound a little bit simple, but I'm going to walk you through why this is going to be so helpful. This is how you're going to be able to navigate the entire location, and you'll be able to keep track of how everything is going. It's going to be one of your best resources here at EWC 2026, so make sure you check it out. This is one of the games that you can play here at EWC 2026. This is your opportunity to potentially win some EWC 26 merch or even tickets to one of the events.
Seeing glitter spinning that wheel reminds me of what's going on right now with that leaderboard from last time that you saw us. That leaderboard has been spinning because at one point it was Buriram. That's not the case anymore. This is starting to look like 2025 Buriram.
2025 indeed. They came out of the gates running last year and it looks like, you know, they were going to be the leaders of the pack, but then unfortunately something happened to them and they ended up in 9th place. And we're kind of seeing the same happen today. So is it a little bit of a jinx or a turn of events? Who knows? But look, obviously we talk about these teams and everybody's sort of wanting that prize, wanting that, and they definitely have what it takes to get back up to the top of the leaderboard. But right now we're just having deja vu.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, it's really difficult right now because they're the ones left out of the Thailand teams who's grabbing those booyahs. Like 3 out of 4 that is in grand finals right now is already taken that big B, and Buriram United is not getting it. But they have a massive game number 1.
But then again, if we're talking about the Thailand team, we also have AG.AL. I mean, that booyah and this consistency. Game 1, 2, 4. They keep getting 11 elimination points, and I think that is the goal today. They're gonna go aggressive, and they are surely locking up the points with that extra booyah they just had on game 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually end up seeing them in that first place. Whenever we end up seeing the overall, but for everybody currently watching at home, even if your team is not performing that well, it's okay. Just log into Free Fire and make sure you get some of the sweet in-game rewards, because there's a bunch. I mean, you can kind of see them on the screen right now. Honestly, I want that EWC bat right there. Just support your local team, claim your rewards, and I mean, I can hear it from the back too. Everybody wants a bat. Can we actually get one? Because I would love to have one. Yeah, in the
when we do.
What is the jersey? The jersey was a question mark too. A question mark is currently what the Indian teams are having above their head, because it's not looking like what we saw yesterday from Survival.
Yes, I am so sad actually, because I am here to represent Lucifer, who is now at the casting desk. But again, I mean, they do have some opportunities, because we all saw what happened on the previous match where Buriram got taken out by tag. They came out with a vengeance from being eliminated early on the previous game to taking out the biggest threat. And of course, we also saw how S8UL eliminated Falcon right on the previous game. So they do have what it takes. It's just that somehow the consistency when it comes to getting those points, now that is questionable. It's the rotation that I think they might have to reconsider again.
We talked about yesterday about the mentality of some of these squads. Maybe this is what the Indian teams need, Neptune. Taking those big fights against the top dogs little by little. And the thing right now, with the way that the leaderboard is set, whenever we get a chance to end up seeing it, you'll see how compact everything is as well.
Oh, one thing that hopefully doesn't happen for them, in spite of them taking down big dogs, is that ego. The ego wherein, yes, they're confident already to take down one, but falter the next match, and that is what happened for Team Apex Gaming, because yes, they did get one team earlier on a match of 3. Match 4, it's Fluxo who did take them down.
Yes, I mean, Tag were amazing. They were a beast on the survival stage. I still remember correctly on game 3 where Shoto had 4 elimination on his own and 1,966 damage points with 7 assists. But looking at overall ranking finals, this is interesting.
Interesting team. Falcons, a team that's currently challenging as well for the club championship, does have a booyah. Just keep that in mind, because right now the top 4 teams, all of them do have a booyah. Whenever we reach that 90-point threshold, the way that you'll have to be able to win it is going to be with a booyah.
I must say that this is going rather quickly. I mean, we have 70 points already from AG.AL.
Yeah, and look, we're talking about booyahs, and who doesn't have one yet? Fluxo, okay? Look, the rise to the top 4 in match 3 is exactly what we expect from this team. I mean, the aggressive fights, the adaptability. There was a part where they had Falcons on height of bridge, and then AG.AL on the south of them. But however they did that, they maintained composure and defense in that situation. Did they get the booyah? Obviously not. It's not on there. But it was an impressive game from them to be able to move from their position that they were in to get that second place in the third match. And match 4, you know, they did prioritize early eliminations, which did sort of put them into that 4th place position with only Falcons. They had one more point than them. So this is what we expect from Fluxo, but it is the consistency that we don't tend to see from them. It's just they get the big games in, and that's how they're maintaining their points.
That is so brave of you to say, because we're standing right behind the supporters right now. But one thing that I can also say is that at least they're doing better than my Indonesian teams, okay? As EVOS and AG.AL are having quite a hard time. They only have 41 and 26 points overall now without any booyah. So I'm just hoping and praying, because like I said before, they are booked and busy on the previous matches. They somehow had the worst positioning of all time. This is just not their day.
Yeah, I do agree, especially in that moment where Mark could have survived, like trying his best, but unfortunately, like he was just caught off guard. And that has been the same situation even in the regionals in Southeast Asia. So I thought he did manage to pull out of that because there were some instances where even in the shotgun, he can battle it out. He can do it out against a 1v1 or 1v2, but that is a different mode, a Clash Squad. In Battle Royale, I think they are just going back to their usual ways, and it's not working.
And Neptune, talking about the next map coming up, Nextera. I mean, we usually end up looking at some skills, we end up seeing some crazy stuff. What are you specifically going to be looking at for Nextera?
Oh, this is where the teams will be farming all those eliminations, because despite this is similar to the size of, say, Purgatory or Bermuda, we are seeing a lot of compounds in here. Most of the compounds is a hiding spot for those who's trying to survive, as well as the vending machine available. So this is where, in most cases in tournament, we get to see a lot of revives and then a lot of elimination as well.
Now the question is, who's doing the farming? Who's getting farmed? Because right now, like I said, I am hoping and praying for our Indian teams because they do have what it takes. We all seen that happening on the survival stage. But somehow, right now, they just have to shake off those final jitters, I think, because
it even looked good for S8UL for that one moment. But then what happened?
I don't know. That's exactly what we should be asking to the players because they're as hell right now, and we need to get them refocused because next year, again, this is not going to be an easy map for anyone.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy map for anyone, especially for those bottom teams. But at this point, the one thing that they do have going for them is that you're at the bottom. You got absolutely nothing to do. Just send it, and I think that's what we have seen them fight against those top dogs as well.
One thing that we expect right here, based on the numbers, is Buriram United might be going for a comeback because so far the average they have is 20 points for each time they step into Nextera, and who's following them would be RU as well as MIBR.LOS. So there's a huge potential that 3 countries will be taking that booyah in this map.
I mean, when we started today, we were talking about Buriram, we were talking about the points that they were able to get, right? During the groups, they were averaging about 19.7 points. So far today, even though they had a great performance in game 1, they've only been 11, so a massive drop-off for that squad, Conchita.
Yes, it is. But then again, if we take a look at the Booyah list, 3 out of the 4 Thailand teams has gotten it. So maybe it's just about time. Then again, Buriram United Esports, they were doing some of the elimination points up until that time when they got eliminated early. So there's still hope for Buriram United Esports. I am keeping an eye out for them. And Nextera, once again, this is one of Hasana's favorite maps.
I just don't want that World Series and then to back it up with the EWC26. I guess you guys just don't want it enough. So
they're giving other people a chance to catch up.
That's so humble of them.
When we were talking about the overall, we saw first place there with 70 points with AG.AL, and then going all the way down to LYON. I think they were somewhere in the 53-point mark. So honestly, one booyah can make the difference. We already saw what happened after 2 matches earlier on. I can't wait to see what it's going to be looking like after these 2 matches, because if it's anything like what we just saw previously, it's going to be absolute madness. And you know what? I want to see that madness. I know you at home want to see that madness too. Let's send it to Nextera.
Well, madness is exactly what we're going to be getting as we go into this map. AJ warned us that this map could possibly be match point, because of the possibilities of some of these teams popping off. Just now, Neptune already said 3 teams, BRU, MIBR.LOS, as well as RQ have high potential of going huge in this map. What do you think, Lucifer?
I don't like it, Dash. I was like, hey, this is the time that teams are trying to take it away from Southeast Asia. But look at it, as we are back towards our match number 5. 3 teams from Southeast Asia are ready to get to match point. And that just feels like it might just go back. But doesn't matter, the cooperation looks really good. AG.AL, Twisted Minds, Falcons looking forward to on the game trophy. This is Nextera, the last game where you know the clear winner, because every game after this is randomized.
Yeah, basically going in blind in this situation. Again, no Galaxy. High possibility of hitting that match point. But the question is, which team will be able to clinch in that final booyah to go home with the trophy and the championship title?
Flight path right now, cutting the map in half. Nothing much to be worried about for any team. If you want to go up north, you have a chance at like center. And if you want to go Square, which is so far in our previous days of the journey, the 3 days was very sought after. And even our last few circles ended up near the that is now it's only going to be S8UL. However, towards us, we see Falcons and a mix of Loud and Loud. They are the next best in case of Southeast Asia do not find their match point. It is going to be Loud.
Yeah, Loud looks really good. I think in the first match was a bit more quiet from them, but they started to warm up. And I think it's really scary because they are a type of team that is just really patient with how they play. And we saw some gunshots coming through from them as well. So we are going to see this play happening. But at the same time, I suspect that for the players of Fluxo, they're keeping a close eye on this team. Limit already shut down so low, even knocked down. But the revivals are quick. But Loud is just happy with his early 2 points.
2 points. The Inoculus used to get to know where more players from Falcons are. So they know Pina is also close by. Exact coordinates. With Pina, he'll also be snuffed out very soon. He's running out in the open. He doesn't have an idea that there's a player already ahead of his position.
त्यस्तो नगर न दोस्त ओए लाकी तिमी र म साथी हैन मलाई कस्तो गर्छौ
Buriram finally getting back into action and they're taking the EVOS. They were supposed to be the ones closest to the match point. But they've been pushed so far down at the 7th spot that they need to rise up the ranks, get back to around 70 points. At least in this game, I don't see a possibility for Buriram to get to match point.
Cipina, great attempt and also successfully being able to pick up trap in his position. Aware, drops down those blue walls, but able to bring trap back into the game, back in dash to bring down the glue walls, moving all around the area. The lack of info keeps Pina at bay, but On Fire is here to provide some form of support. Wants to join the fight, but before that happens, Pina gets another elimination in the bag.
It was stolen Fluxo. They're the ones who made a close-by attempt here. And now surrounded is Pina. He was able to hold his front, but 2v1, that's not going to work out. Electrotherapy as well, working in favor for Fluxo. But Fluxo, they still have a challenge. Loud were the ones who pushed Falcons out, so Loud are still in the close compounds there. For Falcons, they might be safe and sound in the other direction, but Fluxo want to surround them. It seems like Falcons are the ones who re-attempt, and Loud are the ones who get away with it. UAV being used, information will be relayed, and Fluxo, they will again re-attempt and take down Falcons. On Fire's footsteps will be heard on the top to see if anybody exits in the nearby compound, and then they both again in a 2v1 might look forward to a second elimination on Falcons.
On Fire is very capable of winning 2v1s, but over on this side of the map here, Rand's in trouble as AG.AL completely overwhelmed and swarm. Great work coming for this team. Positions all noted. No one is truly safe in this area. And now, wants to jump off from this site is looking scary. Attempts coming through here from S8UL. Jack on the other side of the glue wall somehow will go down as AG.AL so ridiculous with how exactly they take these fights.
So delay.
S8UL needed to win this. They wanted to deny AG.AL the match point. And with that not happening and AG.AL getting the eliminations, they will now slowly get closer towards match point. And they need 20. And if they activate match point here, meaning match number 6 is where they just need a booyah and they will close this entire esports World Cup 2026 Free Fire.
Loud just now as well, looking really good on how they played this area. And I have to say those early fights were really good. Loud knowing when exactly to let go and leave as soon as the third party came is the reason why they're able to have this really deep runs and survive to the end.
तिमीलाई एक्लैलाई गरेर केही हुँदैन के दोस्त तिमी र म साथी तिमी र म ओइ ला मेरो नम्बर कसरी उड्यो
and right in front is going to be Loud. The team not from their region, but the challengers as best. They've been showing consistency from the very first game. Got the booyah in the beginning itself, but it's not been a case where they continuously get a lot in terms of eliminations. Whereas AG.AL, they've been better in consistency and just secured a booyah in the previous game. And AG.AL,
last time I won 3-4.
What a global title for themselves. They won it in Clash. And now they want a battle royale, and Nyx is down.
Hey boy.
Oh no! A counter now coming through. That's in from Loud. The challenge for a 1v1 is only for a round. No confirmations, but Dude's been found out, so that's going to be trap mode falling Cypher as well. Loud are not taking this easily. They instantly want to challenge. Nice hit coming with the throwable. Cypher is still brought back to life. Chrono being used. Cypher might have patched himself, but BZP with the mental, he's surrounded, gets one. But Cypher will be happy that Nameless brought him back to life and BZP out. AG.AL still functioning. However, Nyx is the only one floating above because Stab just got taken down, so troubles and problems for Loud.
AG.AL looking very aggressive here, but we also are seeing Twisted Minds join in on the fight. Two members from the team knocked out already, quickly taken away, and Cypher is looking right now. Forced to hide in a corner, forced to just really keep quiet and keep his head down. If he wants to be able, just go for that reset, regardless. The rest of Twisted Minds not really interested in going in for this hunt, rather prioritizing survivability and positions later. But as for this side of the map here, Fluxo head toe-to-toe up against the Falcons.
Fluxo W7M. Their fans have been non-stop on the drums, chanting their names. And now they need to get to that position. Taking down Falcons will give them massive points and deny Falcons from getting towards match point. Melta was already used. So the aggression still continues. While we take a look at the circle, which is about to make its own shift, to bring its own gameplay and a push where teams will not be ready for. And what a quick shift it's been. A drastic one, moves to the complete eastern edge, leaving only almost Twisted Minds at the center of it, and it seems like the whole ploy is being towards Twisted Minds, maybe being the champions as well.
S8UL wants to be able to play comeback here, but Fluxo is definitely not a foe to be underestimated here. Troll, great on the opening, they were aware of his rotation from the other side. Nice place to cut across, they've been able to do it. MT7's position noted, but movement is good. Being able to take some chip damage, but not enough to drop him down. Bunzin goes up close.
Wait, Lucky.
Dropping down.
Mosam tawan tay bisima sa bani actually may apartheid daw na.
But no knocks yet from their side, and in this situation, they're barely alive.
Guys, chalo bane guys, ये रन सबले 20 के पूरा दिन लाइक करता 20 के पूरा दिन guys.
Running for his life.
Last में तो आइट पर.
And S8UL overcome the Giants.
चले आंधे यार. DRS fucking DRS final DRS
was on the stage with us. 4 eliminations and S8UL Esports take down another runner on this title, making sure their attempt is back again. Next era, this matchup is going to be crucial for every team that's making a comeback. So is Buriram. RRQ also needs the points. But them all playing outside the zone means this could be an opportunity for the others put inside the circle. And taking another opportunity is S8UL. Now it's LYON on a challenge. Nood's down, Jack as well taken down over there. Della, he's the one who made the hit. Games Kings North, and for the time being quickly Della to recover and patch himself. Puts glue walls in the container. And Noor wanting to help his teammates, but he's going to be surrounded and he'll also be knocked.
Completely overwhelmed. LYON doing great with the timing, and they've been very, very opportunistic throughout the entirety of today. And now, in this situation, a little bit more further out of the zone, but they do have the opportunity to get into the area, since the area on the northern side is fairly empty. The only team standing between them is just TAG.
Team Apex Gaming. We just saw what S8UL were able to do, but both S8UL and Team Apex Gaming are sharing the position on the overall ranking. Not great. However, Jack trying to make it better. Spots limit, but damage being done by Jack as well. While on the other end, front runners is what we were talking about. AG.AL out on the top of it. Cypher gates by Rigby. M590 to do the damage. Confirmation also to follow through. Nameless trying to hammer MIBR.LOS, and then successful blows being landed. Nameless now covering the outer fronts. Ravan, after he's losing his teammates, wants to make a run, go for a revive. But even Rigby, he will not deny on this challenge. He will try to stand for it. It will not work out. As AG.AL will have MIBR.LOS surrounded and swept out.
Yeesh.
Boleh.
Talk about a team that just
AG.AL
really walking the
AG.AL
around the area and sweeping it. Looking really good right now as we look at the entirety of the circle. Majority of it, at least the best positions in my opinion, have been completely taken over here. EVOS on the western side, Twisted Minds and now sharing the southern side as well. Now I'm just waiting for these two to just really just
target game start
how bloody it can be.
Binoculars will use information being relayed on either end.
जे भयो भने खुल्लेपछि त अनि टार्गेट गेम भइहाल्छ नि
AG.AL might be at the top of the team tonight, but Twisted Minds, they were a team that nobody had to bat an eye on. Nobody thought that they're going to be, because AG.AL's there, Buriram's there, Falcons is there from the region, the Twisted Minds, they're twisting plays, hands and legs to make it happen. S8UL also trying that similar approach. They did battle against Falcons, but now Pina going around the poses to try and see if there's a chance. He runs away from me, but will be spotted. Pina is going for a 1v1 and no workout. It's going to be a max 7-8. And S8UL Esports secured their 30th
Wait, those यसको आइडियल भाव चाहिँ कस्तो हान्छु सोच्दैछु क्या S8UL ले
moments of brilliance, but this is the capability of what they're able to do. Riding high on that momentum, being able to take out the Giants. And now they continue on here. Northern side, they have the compound and space. And if you were to look at the zone right now, the southern side is about to get hectic. A majority of teams rotating through. Looking at the areas as well. For AG.AL, I would say this is one of their best ones. 10 eliminations not too far there. As the Falcons and S8UL each are getting completely destroyed in their own compounds and areas.
AG.AL, two different teams in front of them, Twisted Minds as well as LYON. But Buriram, they have only one. That's going to be RRQ. Get High is out. Problem striking. That's confirms lands as well. And Vasana trying to bring Buriram back. He will be put to his knees. That will be recorded because Lance is closer. Buriram having a teammate Jonah who gets closer. Moshi from afar tried his shots, but none of them worked or connected to RRQ. But this breather was enough. Buriram is back in action, and Buriram also getting help from EVOS. And now EVOS helping them out. RRQ are in trouble. Can he recover this? Only good for an exchange, and instantly he will be shut down. And that's the end for RRQ.
RRQ looked at a really great start there. This is a situation they really needed. Quiet in the last two games, needing to play catch up despite the great start. As for S8UL, Bunny getting knocked down by LYON. Making sure that they dot their I's and cross their T's, and even going for more. EVOS since LYON does have a high gun advantage.
All gamers global now making a rush towards LYON. Can they confirm the elimination? No, LYON managed to recover. But the push is still there. And helping out was LYON wanted to get out, and all they get out is out of the game into the lobby. LYON Snickers.
Those 90 पुग्यो हैन अब यही गेममा पुग्यो यही गेममा पुग्यो भने
As Twisted Minds did help out over there to AG.AL. Now they have their own concerns.
Together on top side here, they are safe for the time being. When they come with it, they knock him down. As for EVOS wants to wrestle away this space away from LYON. But they're going to get knocked out. Their space just running out.
अब एउटा टिम एलिमिनेट भयो भने त पुगिहाल्यो नि हौ उनीहरुले फाइट लिन पनि पर्दैन क्या
फुल्यो भन्दा हुन्छ
takes out Abax. Russia gets knocked out as well. And a quad for LYON. Joker going huge in this particular round. EVOS eliminated.
Joker.
Wait. वो लाइन पर खुल्यो क्या वो
26 eliminations in total, and now they've spotted Twisted Minds. A knock-off step, and that's the warning coming in from LYON, because they're going to be the beast of this terror. Falcons get over trying to close the distance between Buriram as well as Twisted Minds, but he only read that there were players on the roof, not inside the compound. And Kedoro, if he jumps in, it's going to be trouble, but trouble already for AG.AL right behind the bus.
Those are the being used,
and LYON are peppering them with bullets, and Twisted Minds are dropping nails after nails. Trouble AG.AL.
AG.AL, terrible position to be in, not a lot of space either, and they're completely crunched from multiple angles, above or below. They are going to get chunked come down here, and LYON a lot of space to work with, but this circle shift is about to get interesting. Yes, Buriram United and Twisted Minds have a little bit of space. Getting knocked down here should be able to get picked up, and AG.AL looking to rally back.
LYON quickly recovered. Thankfully, they did not lose their sniper. AG.AL, however, Nameless gets it. But there is a chance to wall and recovery. This is just the back and forth now. Explosive finds the Joker. Will be a quick recovery, but Explosive, can he find another? Nice monster truck being brought down. Blocking vision for the time being.
LYON
to find an angle. But LYON, if they pull this off, 27 eliminations already. We were talking about the last time whom I managed to get closer to it. And all LYON are doing is knock after knock after knock. We have to see when do teams manage to not able to rise up. No revives, and finally it seems like AG.AL have had enough. They make a rush.
AG.AL यो गेममा सक्यो अब आई थिंक हैन सकिएन यार
They have the space right now, looking to overwhelm Buriram United, and this is huge. Really stop Buriram United in their tracks. Continue their silent run throughout the last few minutes. Buriram United, their backs out in the open. LYON take full advantage of this. Putsana knocked down. Well, get high, barely alive. As the AG.AL members also are in trouble.
AG.AL सक्यो तर एक्टिभेट को
that's going to be the Twisted Minds, and AG.AL are out. Comes down to the last two teams. LYON and Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds are getting closer towards the match point, but LYON have a race to reach. Opening yet to be found. Games King was knocked, but that's not going to be enough.
Wait,
trying to climb up there, but Joker at the
end. Management DC ma ke ma kusal pasand bhako DC ma.
And this is really interesting because both these teams
यो वीकको प्लानहरु यताउति पठाएको हैन अनि उसको प्लान चाहिँ विन मात्र रहेछ क्या.
Both players, both teams looking to play this positioning. They know exactly what a Twisted Minds players are. And LYON want to try and take away that space, but it's a high climb, playing this angle where Twisted Minds have all the advantage. Diamond with the high ground, and even those snipers, it's going to be really hard to really challenge this space.
Riptide Rhythm being used, but he'll not be troubled. On the other end, Diamond will be, because Joker came up close, putting the player on the roof down, and now look at this, LYON closing in, because they know the zone's closing out Twisted Minds. Della as well close by. They need the confirmation. Twisted Minds have lost the player. Games King finds the boss. More falling through. Top is down.
Wait, this kill boy and
LYON, they get the booyah.
Monis bhai ta kasto जंगेको
Next Terra was said to be a map for other teams, but they decide to go aggressive. They decide to take this fight with gusto, and they are fearless. From a bad situation to a good one, disadvantages upon disadvantages, and turned into advantages somehow. This team rallied, and this team decides to overwhelm. Don't count them out. And suddenly, everything up in the air. Match point is still. We're still wondering when exactly that's going to happen.
They crushed yesterday, and today opportunities of match point being crushed. 45 total points. LYON break all the records that anybody thought could have been left as it is by Falcons, which was done. Aurora got closer, but they couldn't.
Buriram र अब अब यिनीहरुलाई यिनीहरुले अब थाहा पाउँछ त्यसको एक्टिभेट भइसक्यो भनेर कि थाहा पाउँदैन.
Making a comeback in the grand finals, looking forward to match point. What a play, what a position. Look at this, Joker, unbelievable stuff. This opening, but this was the crucial one, putting Diamond out. How did they make it happen? That is crucial. They're not going up close. Let's hear them out.
जोकरले 11 हान्दै छ एक्लैले.
DRS आउट भइसक्यो. DRS
Crazy work coming from the zone. You can tell how much they wanted it. They were super hyped. Like as you mentioned, match point denial coming from this team. And if you were to see their record throughout this entirety of the week, they didn't really get activated up until later. We've seen moments of it, and our records are broken. And most importantly, what the heck was that ending?
What was that indeed? I agree with you. But AG.AL, they got 22 points, and now I'm afraid. It was 70 points before we started this game, and now that match 5's ended, I think they've made it to match point. The only team that have made it to match point. We'll take a look at it, but let's talk about the key players. We were talking, the highlight was entirely on GameSkin, when we always spoke about LYON. Yes, in his region, when we were seeing their games, it was him, the MVP, finding eliminations, but when it was necessary, the whole team stepped up, except for his name, everybody else was there. That tells you when GameSkin could play his own game, and on top of it, Joker as the sniper. Oh my god. He made sure Twisted Minds, if they thought they had a chance, it will be swept, vanquished, and cleared from their minds.
You know what's really interesting as well? We talked about it because Twisted Minds had the prime positioning. They had the compound, they had the high ground. Even Diamond on the top side there had all the information he needed. But that one shot coming in from LYON to take down Diamond, and suddenly it just felt like a huge collapse. Suddenly all the defenses fell apart. And that's what I like seeing for LYON. You are being very opportunistic to turn the tides. Regardless, we're going to take a breather, and when we come back, let's see what exactly will be going on here in the grand finals.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here. Now, the proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Greatness deserves a stage.
Manipulate भन्नाले पनि like manipulate मेरो mind change चाहिँ त्यसरी भयो भन्न खोजेँ के सोचेपछि लङ टर्ममै सोचौँ न वाला टाइपको भयो के तिम्रो कुरा यस्तो सोचेको त अनि
I'm inspired by it.
They're not just playing for themselves, they're really playing for their entire family.
Should be. That is it then.
They have crushed the curse.
Everyone, the match point has started. We have two teams activated the champion rush. LYON and AG.AL with very impressive points, 89 and 82.
That is amazing indeed. I mean, just take a look at that last game. LYON, they totally won our heart over. They had it really hard against Twisted. Twisted had the better position, but they were quick. That they were super fast. Booyah, first booyah for LYON today, and they got 30 elimination points in just one game. They were struggling at the beginning, but 30 elimination points is huge, Yunsol.
The youth energy is getting fired up right here, and I want to talk about Joker. He is such a nice sniper. Wait, getting himself 11 eliminations point is amazing. Very incredible, right? Super love that guy, actually.
And of course, if we're talking about the match point, they are now 6 points ahead of AG.AL, and that is something that we should look forward into going on the next game.
92 as well, and I think both of them can activate it. Both of them had activated the champion rush already, and just need one more booyah to become the champion of EWC26 Free Fire right here. But behind that, we still have Twisted Minds, 87 points, and LYON, 71.
Yeah, and that is amazing. And you just saw what happened in the green room. You just saw our reaction because that game, that match was just intense. But now we are surely having high hopes for LYON and hoping the other could catch up to them, because this is what they show exactly at the survival stage. I mean, technically, LYON was also one of the very first team who got the booyah during the group stage, right? So we all know that they do have what it takes to be the champion.
Well, this is the first time a LATAM region can rise above and become the champions. What do you think?
I think this is going to be huge, and I'm pretty sure that we are in for some more surprises. But now I think it's time for us to go back to the casters. I'm sure they have a lot to say about the upcoming matches. So Yunsol, are you sure that your team can still make it? What's your team again? Oh, no, they did not make it. I'm so sorry.
Why are you being like
I still have 2 teams. I still have RRQ and EVOS, and I do hope they are going to put everything they have on the land right now and activate those match points.
Oh man, this is getting real hot right now. Two teams already on match point, and two teams are about to bring home trophies for the first time to their own regions.
Cutthroat is the competition. Like our talents down there as well, Conchita and Yunsu. They were at each other, but this tells us how this competition is turning out. Records broken in a grand final stage. And that is not from your Southeast Asian teams, not from the Brazil team, from a team who've made it and got their match point activated because of their booyah with 45 total points. That is LYON. And now they're moving into the next game. A total of 98 is what LYON have secured. With 65 eliminations. AG.AL, for a second I was worried AG.AL did not get it because looking at how they were taking the points, obviously I think AG.AL, this was a close call and they'll be happy that they got to match point. Even if LYON managed to secure the booyah in the next game, AG.AL will manage to try and defend it. So chances for AG.AL also there for becoming a champion.
That's right, and this is where things get really hard. Getting the match point is not the hard part. Getting that booyah, however, it's as though you're putting a big, I would say, target on your back. And it's as though you have to have that mental to make it all the way to the end. Playing slow, is that an option? Maybe. But will other teams allow you to do that?
Not sure, as the flight path, as we see a little southern favor just above Santa Catarina and ending at Mammoth. But still teams manage to traverse. But one team traversing into a battle directly is going to be EVOS and MIBR.LOS. Buriram and Tag once again happening. It seems like whenever it's Kalahari, it's time to start off with battles from the very beginning. And Team Apex Gaming right now at Buriram. Last time they did eliminate Buriram, but this time it seems like Sahil Jat and Vatsana as well. 1-1 elimination each, and Wolvin also goes out.
Getting eliminated so early, EVOS. What on earth happened over on that side? Meanwhile, over here, TAG still surviving, still as a 2. Buriram United doing a great job of just maintaining this space, making sure that they're able to just bring their team back into the game.
Defending champion
how quick they were to go for that, I would say, that reset. Replay to just see what's going on right now. Look how quick Buriram United just completely overwhelmed, left no space and moments for TAG to completely pick up the pace.
And while that replay happened, MIBR.LOS, they were the ones who put EVOS out here at Shrines. TAG and Buriram was again drop clash previously. TAG had to go to Santa Catarina. They decided, hey, let's take a hit at Buriram. This time it did not work out. But Buriram, when we talk about that, it seems like they have a challenge very soon. LYON, who just broke EWC record, are now going towards Stone Ridge. AG.AL on the other end, they better be wary about it. If they don't read into this, if they're not ready into fights, and if they end up losing players, yes, not a team elimination, I hope. Players still is okay, but they have to be very as Buriram get hit by LYON, and the battle strikes off. Get High is down.
Last
Can he hold it off? Yes, he does, but Games King is there as a backup. What do you do against these beasts of Free Fire?
Buriram United, in this situation, possibly not only a bit more than they can chew, they were also completely tunnel vision, unaware of the positioning, the layering of how the LYON players have placed themselves. Now we move over to the Falcons. Just side by side to the players of TAG. And this is interesting because usually for the Falcons, it's all about going aggressive here. They go do that against Trap. Quick to find him. But the rest of Loud very comfortable on the other end, able to move away.
Trying to scope out for information, and Trap just got spotted out without knowing that players were behind him. But one more team right behind Falcons is this time Team Apex Gaming, who just made a recovery. Look at Pino's shove, oh my god!
Shield you, Lord, tech sock you, those tech sock you.
Falcons
दोस्त
There's
एउटा
the
मात्र
ones
त बाँकी छ
flying
नि
and clipping the wings
Ota
over
छ
the
यो
side shot position
दुईटा बाँकी छ
compromise. Zip also used and he will
There
also
man
be
देखियो
brought
यार
down to his knees.
ओए
Wolverine,
on fire
he did manage to recover the team, but he will not be able to recover even a single elimination against Falcons.
कस्तो
Falcons
फर्किरहेको
look
छ
really good right now. Much
चार
more
बच्चा
like
game
themselves.
suppose
They're just
बनाया,
moving around the
Falcons
area
सके।
and the map and just
game
really
में कति
taking
था?
fights against every single team they
Oh,
cross.
तर quite खेलिरहेछ
But
तिमीले
definitely,
एप
I
गरेको
have to
छौ
say, Lucifer, this map is definitely a lot more
Still quite
slower
खेल्दै
than
हो
the
नि।
first few maps today. Everyone's so
हल्का-
cautious. No one
हुन्छ नि।
wants to give any
लबी हल्का
opportunity.
पयस लबी छैन
Bound to
मतलब
happen. Two
तो
teams at
थुप्रै लबी
match point. If you
खेलिरहेको
mess up,
एग्रेसिभ
one of those
खेलिरहेको
two teams will become champions.
तो लबी
Crush your
खेलिरहेको
keys, put it in their trophy, and for the entire year will be reigning kings of Free Fire. And you do not want that. That is the reason the teams who are the closest, Twisted Minds as well as Loud, they want a recovery. The tag, they are not finding any recovery at all
गाइस शेयर
today.
हन सबले तपाईं भनौं शेयर
It's like a
हन
marathon of
Yeah,
just
it's
recoveries
just
for
been
them.
revive and revive. Nothing on the elimination front.
नआउनु होला फलो पनि हालिदिनु गाइस तपाईं
Crowd
भन्ने
so
Stick
loud
पनि यो
for
गेममा
them, giving
Twitch
them that
पनि यो
energy,
गेममा
and
त
Diamond will be the
खेलिन्छ
first one to get
लाउड
knocked down
पनि
here
सकेसम्म
quickly.
खेलिन्छ if यो गेम भएन भने त्यो पछि कम्पिटिसन मजा आउँछ
But
दोस्त
they are going to be rallied back. Because you do
तर
have
यही गेममा
Twisted Minds here
Fluxo
that do
Fluxo
still
भन्दै।
want to play. Jump,
No, no,
knocked
guys,
out already.
share
2
and then
eliminations for
शेयर
Fluxo.
हालिदिनु शेयर हालिदिनु
A first step too many for it to climb up the ladder. Bit more quiet for the
Lion
rest of the
फेरि
day
aggressive
since
छ
they did
क्यारे।
manage to get one big game earlier.
लाउड लाग्यो सर
Twisted Minds, thankfully they got away. They are 3 points away from match point. If they don't get there in
पहिला
this game,
बुढीराम भट्टी नै पुग्यो
they
के
have to
ट्विस्टेड
only hope
सक्यो
that
दोस्त
AG.AL
त्यस्तो
and
लाग्यो
LYON,
मलाई
they don't win out. And thankfully,
Oh, no,
Falcons are trying to
okay, so
revive.
Tali
But
so
King
okay.
says no once again.
He's going insane
किन
right
हुँदैन
now.
एग्रेसिभ हान्देको
His
अहिले नै
confirmation comes through.
त्यही त हो अब
And
यस्तो हो
now
के
Lion are quick
आफूले
to
आफ्नै
check and
नेटवर्किङ
bounce
खेल्नुपर्छ
upon if
हो
there are more Falcon players here.
क्याम्पेटस एक्टिभेट भयो यस्तो भयो
Now for
भनेर लुका खेल्दाले नि
AG.AL,
जितिन्न
also
कहिले
up
पनि
here, ready for that trophy.
आफ्नो नेटवर्किङमा जस्तो राम्रो आएको त्यस्तै खेल्नु
LOS
के
looking to just really shut them down, not able to do so with General. Going to get knocked down
AG.AL
here.
quite
Rigby
खेल्दै थियो तर
tries
पर्यो,
to
पर्यो।
illustrate. Can't do so.
होइन नि
Blocked
लुटेर
out
हाल्नु
by
खोज्यो
those glue walls. And quick to reposition. First elimination in the bag. But for made in Brazil loss. You see Iago pressuring Barros. Forced to move away.
दुईटाको
He
पर्दैछ
barely
1v1
survived
माथि
that encounter. And now AG.AL not able to overcome. So what they're going to do here
Lost
is
value.
they're going to try
What
at least
value?
hold on their positions, try to isolate
Guys,
Iago, be
damage
aware
will
of where
completely
everyone
react
is,
as well,
but they cannot get any
Oh.
more eliminations.
AG.AL do not even want that. They just want to move up. Even
Even
LYON. But LYON are still pouncing upon opponents, taking them down. They have 6 eliminations already. Just did lose out a player.
छ त हो लाइन त के
And that's
लाइन
due
त बाल
to the
छैन
launch
क्या
pad
हो
they took, but that's still okay. However, they have a hit list on them for
एडी
the
भएपछि
next 1
चित्त
minute.
छिटो
The
जस्तो
position
लाग्यो
to
मलाई
the team
किनकि
who activated
एउटा
the
मात्रै हो
hit list will be pinged. And they
होइन।
have to be wary about it.
Oh,
एउटै
Let's go
मात्रै
to the
छ
Falcons. Initially,
किन
Lions did
loud
take them
छिर्यो
down.
अनि
The
हान्छ
Falcons,
जस्तो
I
लागिरहेछ।
think, want to fly and swoop down, put their beaks into the Falcons,
एडी मात्र
and
त
take
ट्याक
that
सक्छ
beast
जस्तो
away.
लाग्यो मलाई
साह्रो
It's going
केटी
to be
चाहिँ
really fun how it's going to go.
एडी लाइनको मुखमा थियो जस्तो
You
लाग्यो
know, I'm a
मलाई
little surprised. I thought they would have changed up the way they play coming into this particular game. But for them, they're saying, no, let's just play our game. Let's continue our momentum and how we move. In this situation here, we just talked about LYON. Squawka is already getting knocked out.
बुढीराम त पहिला यतै थियो त
Now for
अनि
Twisted
कहाँ
Minds,
पुग्यो फेरि
an idea on exactly how it's going to go. Look at this map here. This area for the
गाइस शेयर हाल्नु
sub.
सबैले
No one really around, so
सकिँदैन होला
Fluxo, they can become the gatekeepers. They want to know. Twisted Minds knows exactly where MT7 is. Takes a lot of damage already. Will tie by a bit more time.
थ्यांक यू
The long range weapons that MT7 has is lethal in his hands.
फ्लुक्सोले
Exposing
चित्त
is
दुखायो यार
getting
मेरो
shot back in
टिम एपेक्स
return.
सक्यो यार
And both these
ह्यासट्याग
teams
12 मै फिनिस अप गर्छ
temporarily
जस्तो
on a
छ
stalemate.
ह्यासट्याग 12 र 11
Exposing, the glue wall falls.
इन्डियाको टिम
Takes quite a bit of damage. Forced to reposition, but able to put another one
आइडियल हो
down.
कस्तो खेल्दा रहेछ
Electrotherapy
यार
will
म
give a bit of
त्यो
space.
सोच्न मन छ
Not for long. Teammate knocked down. The
Oh.
man is here as well. MT7 is going to become
It's
completely
in-
overwhelmed
no.
here.
It's not.
Tries
कस्तो
his best to
यार
steal away a pick-off. Not going to be able to do so.
आयो
But
पछाडिबाट
still,
प्लेयरहरू त तर
Geo decides to join in on this fight.
There's more from Fluxo. There are chances that Fluxo
Timmy,
can
it's
take ahead, but it
Timmy
seems like there's been a
supporter
call made to retreat.
Made a
To not
S8
continue this fight because if they keep giving eliminations to Twisted Minds, there's them going to be activating match point. And Twisted Minds,
त्यो तिमी सपोर्टर हो नि त हैन अब स्नाइपरको काम स्नाइपर नबोक्यो भने एउटा S8 या हाई ड्यामेज गन बोकेर हल्का स्नाइपरले एउटा त्यो
Slowly gotta keep very safe at the very least here. Rio and Fluxo, they can be the ones to keep Twisted Minds out of the zone. But if you take too long, the Lions are going to go on a hunt. And Lion is now here. Their strategy of going completely aggressive, taking fights left, right, and center has been going very, very well for them.
Only one elimination.
like
Meaning they will jump to 80. They need more players to be at least eliminated. 10 in the lobby. If a team gets eliminated, they bring it down to around 8. They'll start getting placement points and they might make those 3 points. But this is how pressure works. Especially in the finals.
double check book देना है ना एउटाले एउटा कार 90
If you don't activate it, somebody else activates it, and then the booyah to follow is the game being closed for Free Fire. And that is why Twisted Minds are also along the same line of how we are seeing AG.AL trying to play safe and secure some of those eliminations, those points.
Position coming in from Lion instead of just going in for this fight, decides to prioritize positioning. It is good. They got a compound and most importantly, a bit more advantage to the players of Twisted Minds and even Fluxo. You see Buriram United still out there, but we thought the last map would be a change in pace for this particular team since it's very, very quiet. But we haven't seen more from them on this map either.
Twisted Minds, they're also able to see a lot. It seems like they're just back and forth in the play zone. They're playing outside the edges itself. Anytime they try to get closer, Fluxo once shut them down, and the other time they had a clash, somehow surviving. Good use of the electrotherapy is all I can say at this point because they're trying to survive that play zone and nothing else because they want to make it to the end. They're trying to bank on those placement points we were talking about. RRQ on the other end at the 9th spot, 46 points. We just broke a record. 45 total points. Why not them trying their hand in it? Because we know RRQ has the potential. It's just that they miss out when it's time to close. So RRQ can always stage their very own comeback. In this situation as well, AG.AL, like you mentioned, fairly quiet, but this era to our refinery could be good for them. Going in from these long-range picks, being able to catch people, any team in the mid of rotation. I'm surprised to see refinery so empty. AG.AL, right? They're having a ball of a time there. And if that continues, they can see command posts right down. And that is where the circle is.
But the fights are still going on here with the native for the last getting that first pick off here. But General will be the one that's faded out there. But you can't count Yago out, putting in that damage for the Falcons. We're so ready for Rigby's jump shot. Triple elimination. Aggressive attack and another step forward to their own match point. MIBR.LOS able to bring one player in the game. You need more. We want to bring the whole team. Not enough coins to be able to do so.
Problems for every team who want to get closer to match point. Loud have only 4 eliminations. Falcons want to make their way, but they need around 27 in total. They have earned 10 of those eliminations. AG.AL finally making a rotation out of the refinery. We spoke about it. Circle is not there. But the position that they hold, they have a clear front to move around. And that's how they decide to rotate as well. Rather than going directly into the circle, they're moving around it so that they have information, and especially the vertical terrain advantage is what they still want to keep.
AG.AL just now, they were trying to get advantage earlier, but now the advantage comes close since they do have this huge terrain. Those Lions team will be knocked down, but Dela is here to completely obliterate. Shots from above, catching the mid-rotation. Nameless, you gotta do something, you gotta survive. Dela shuts him down. A quadra kill from this player to further their way into the game. And a heartbreak for AG.AL.
That was an M249 used like a Gatling gun and gutting AG.AL out.
And LYON,
Della
destroying the team who had match point, and now it's only LYON in Kalahari. They spotted the next opponent. That's going to be Fluxo. But they don't have to run into it because Fluxo are already in another fight. That's going to be Buriram. These teams are fighting amongst themselves while LYON are cleaning shop and paving path.
It's going to be dangerous right now, Fluxo. Crowd loud for them. A lot of energy, a lot of cheers. And Broken looking to silence them. A quick reposition coming in from Bunsin. Good enough to keep the rest of Buriram United at bay. But the shots coming through from LYON pressures the rest of S8UL, and they're picking up the HP of the players, and they're not able to do a lot. As the members of S8UL drop one by one.
M249 not stopping from Della. Has 4 eliminations, finally Troll puts a stall, and then a knock on Della is crucial to put LYON down. S8UL are charging towards them. This is going to be an opening with Joker.
Reset को नहीं activate हो इसलिए क्या
Jack as well, bringing it down to a 3v3. Only with the AC-80 has done the damage. Boltmaker also surrounding LYON. Very cautious on the approach. Nade being cooked, toss, but will not hit the mark. S8UL are right behind the containers, but not in position for LYON to instantly fight.
Yeah, and now LYON running out of space. The same could be said about S8UL. Maybe a temporary respite between teams. Regardless, gonna try and chunk forward here as well, but kept at bay. Damage is too much, and throughout all of that as well, Falcons and RQ gonna duke it out. Falcons taking a lot of heavy damage, and RQ completely collapsed. The Falcons cannot move.
RQ, they managed to put Falcons down. The fight is not yet done. MIBR.LOS who managed to recover General and Yabo. But RRQ, as the zone's closing, they want to be ahead of it. They want to make a move, and they are. They also need the points. They're at the 8th spot. We spoke about it. 40 points. Now it's stopped. Players getting knocked. Mahal will be brought back to life, and General instantly put to rest by a bear. And RRQ get their 5th. But LYON, they are the ones that the whole lobby should be worried about. 7 teams still surviving. S8UL at the front of it. And Della makes it inside the circle. Joker using the stealth bikes, and look at Jakob. He's in the other front. Reply to them use. This could be an opening to stall S8UL as well.
Could be really good. But for the mid-rotation! S8UL and they quickly go toward the next mark. They have Fluxo close by. They also have LYON as well. But they're taking this bit by bit. Twisted shut up inside.
Line ले ले रहा है
Records were just broken, and now records are being made. History being created. LYON have the best advantage. Grabbing them out. Big one.
वो लाइन ले लोगे यार तो यही गेम में लोगे उसको
LYON a 3v4.
स्टेट माइंड शॉट के लाउड रो लाइन को वन
not able to land those shots, taking his time, but the Knights have a nice crossfire, and LYON completely surrounded, cannot really move. These two teams, LYON especially wants to stop LYON from being able to end this tournament. Trap stuck in the corner, LYON playing at a disadvantage with one player less. Joker taking his time.
Trap is the one who made it possible. Now Trap has to be the one to put LYON down as well. But LYON, Joker, the man who became the MVP, he has to hold this off. Nice throw, no player being revived. Nix making a jump. Can he do the damage? 2 of the players from LYON have gotten closer, doing the damage. Run being done from Della. He right now is not pulling the M249 up because he knows the number disadvantage in Nix. He finds the opening. LYON stopping this from happening, and Nix they stop LYON, stop them, and bring it back to Brazil.
They are not allowing this tournament to end. You are not going home with that trophy. Must be frustrating, must be a heartbreak. You're so close. You're already there.
You know whatever, those game best any.
That could have been history in Esports World Cup 2026.
There's
been a lot of firsts that happened on this stage. And LYON just by a sliver missed this chance, but look at Loud. Their execution. He started it all with the M79, using the launchers, denying everybody from getting closer. Twisted Minds getting shattered within the compound. And then Nyx and BZP together for the final hit. And make sure that the game trophy is still standing there. And no 3 keys are yet crushed.
I have to say, losing that one player advantage was just too much to deal with.
Look at Loud. That's a Loud reaction. The way they managed to hold this off. Trap. Yes. You have done magic. You have done the almighty as of now. That's what you pulled off over there. Otherwise, LYON, they were about to be the beasts of EWC26 Paris Free Fire. Unbelievable, a back-to-back booyah to just close it off, close the stage. But Loud say that no, not yet. We are here. Southeast Asia has taken it away from us many times, but this time no. Brazil wants it, keeping the lifeline open. And Loud will strike this hammer for the game number 7, our match 7, which is going to happen next. But what a game this was.
They're so proficient in getting those eliminations as well. Didn't change their momentum or style of play. Didn't even slow down. AG.AL a bit more quiet this time, prioritizing survivability. However, that target on their backs meant that they were getting hunted left, right, and center. And I would say that if this team decides to play like LYON, play their own game, they would have had a way deeper run. Regardless, now that the map is still going on. Let's have a look at what LYON has to say about that map earlier.
Hello everyone, Carol Bombshell here back on stage. Oh my gosh, things here are getting really serious. The heat is up right now. I'm even shaking. And this interview must be really important right now because we gotta talk with LYON, especially with the Joker. That was the player that got the most kills, the most eliminations for LYON, where they activated the match point. Okay, so you guys got the biggest booyah of AWC history, and you just broke AWC point record kill and record everything. How did you feel after that? That incredible game.
Acaban de conseguir uno de los boyas más importantes en este torneo. Han roto todos los récords. ¿Cómo te sentiste en ese momento? ¿Cómo te sientes ahora?
Nada, la
verdad que bastante emocionado. Al fin y al cabo yo creo que no hay mucha sensación porque seguimos todavía compitiendo, todavía no acabamos nada. Yo creo que hasta el momento no estamos dimensionando lo que estamos haciendo, simplemente estamos queriendo salir campeones y estamos para eso.
Yeah, voy a
We're really excited what we don't really feeling right now because we're still competing, so there's nothing to feel yet. We are just focused on getting the win and being champions.
Probably that's a good mindset for right now. You are now making history for Latam at this event, at EWC, the World Champions. And you are past the point and become champions. How does it feel to be so close to making history here?
Estamos haciendo historia para Latinoamérica. Pueden ser campeones. ¿Cómo se siente estar en ese momento?
Nada, la verdad que no hay como un sentimiento claro, sinceramente. Lo único que estamos pensando es en cerrar la partida, lograr el bulla y terminar el campeonato y lograr ser campeones. Básicamente estamos jugando para eso.
We don't really have a clear feeling. We're only thinking about getting that big last booyah, being the champions, and that's all we're thinking about right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty much sure that's the goal right now. I don't want to take much time with you because you gotta concentrate for the next match. But I gotta ask about this last game. You were so close to get the booyah that it's going to turn you guys champions. What happened? Can you share some thoughts about this last game, this end game against LYON?
Hablando sobre la última partida, estuvieron muy cerca de convertirse en campeones. ¿Te puedes contar qué estaba pasando por sus cabezas en ese momento? ¿Cómo se sintió?
La verdad que en el momento simplemente era un 3 versus 4. Pensamos que había otro equipo que eran de diferente, entonces hubo como ahí un chocamos en la comunicación. Pero nada, de hecho en el momento simplemente era como tratar de ganar, entonces no había como algo tan específico, simplemente estamos jugando para ganar y ya está.
against 4, and we thought it was a different team, so we had a little bit of miscommunications in our comms. And we just didn't play it.
Perfect. All right, so for us to finish our interview, I just would like to make one last question. What do you have to say for those who doubt about the Latin teams, who said that the Latin teams was way below here in Free Fire?
Nah, yo creo que en general no están compitiendo en ese sentido, o sea, desde afuera creo que es muy fácil ganar y decir todo tipo de cosas, pero nada, estando dentro, yo creo que pasaban muchas cosas, capaz como en los equipos, capaz internamente, no sé, la verdad no sabría qué opinar ante eso, pero lo que sí sé es que en la TAM nunca hubo diferencia de nivel o estuvo bajo de nivel. En Latinoamérica todos sabemos que el nivel alto que teníamos y que podríamos llegar a ser campeones, pero simplemente las cosas no se daban y ahora tampoco se podría decir que se podría llegar a dar, porque hasta el momento yo creo que es mejor terminar el campeonato y después salir a hablar.
Camera
I think it's really easy to talk when nothing has happened yet, only based on results. We always had this level to be champions, to become the best in the world. We never thought about any level of discrepancy. So we are just focused on winning.
Amazing. I love your answer. Guys, you have heard enough from Joker. This is Latin America here at AWC, making history, and we're gonna continue right now. So back to the studio.
Guys,
मलाई त ल्याक जेनमान्डुको त्यो चाहिँ याद आउँछ के त्यो वाला चाहिँ
ओ बहिनी अहिले गिफ्ट पाइछ अब हटे बहिनी अब यहाँबाट लाइभबाट मल्टिकेसबाट
कसले गिफ्ट पाएको चाहिँ
दिन्छले लाउ
एप पनि बनाउनु पर्ने छ
And I'm back, and guess where am I right now? Of course, I am in the crowd, and I'm back in the super fan zone of RRQ Kazoo. Yeah! Indonesia, make some noise!
बिहारीहरुको कति छ पोइन्ट
बिहारीको छैन पोइन्ट
I can see you guys are very proud to be here.
EVOS
we know Indonesia already got a title, but not for RRQ yet. So what would mean RRQ win today?
It's gonna be our proudest thing, maybe in this year, because we're rooting for RRQ to win again in the FPS game.
Amazing. So we all know that you guys have the Free Fire World Series in Southeast Asia, and you compete among most of the teams here. So which is the toughest team for RRQ to face today?
The toughest game, toughest team is still EVOS. EVOS and
okay, I like the way. Okay, so all of you came from all the way from Indonesia. Have you prepared any special song?
हेलो हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने पठाइदिनुस् न मलाई
पिआर हैन के पिआर
हुन्छ नि हुन्छ
गाई वर्ल्ड सिरिज हुन्छ अब 4 महिनापछि वर्ल्ड सिरिज हुन्छ
I learned something in your language. It's something like
कमलामाई फर्निशिङ सेन्टर हरे
Indo Bersato.
रेडी छु है हजुरहरु
FF Indo Bersato.
छ नि छ एउटा नेपालको स्लट एउटा छ
च्याम्पियन टिमलाई छ है
It's not only Southeast Asia.
It's
not any of the other regions, because right now LATAM is on top and they are breaking records.
Where do I even start?
That side of you, girl.
If we come out of like match 3, right? So let me take you back on a story. Let me take you on a journey of the victory of the Lions on top of that Pride Rock. I mean, at the start, imagine they had 13 eliminations out the gate. Okay, this is what I'm saying. 13 eliminations, moving up to 80, then 20, and then of course, we keep harping on about it, but breaking a record. And if you guys don't understand what that means, Falcons in 2024, it was 28 eliminations and a booyah. So for, Lions to get 33 eliminations and a booyah, that's just not beating it. That is absolutely triumphing over that. So of course, it's a very impressive thing from them. But then you would think in the next match, they might slow things down. They're on match point. No. Okay? You do not want to be in the Lions side at the moment. You do not want this big kitty cat staring you in the face because it is going to be the end of you guys. I mean, there was a part where, obviously, Joe Critty's interview, he was so incredibly locked in. And within this final match, obviously, he wasn't able to be there with his team in that final circle. So you can see the kind of a little devastation that he probably felt like he was letting his team down just so slightly. And even though that they made a trick here, they just needed to play a little bit more patiently when it was Loud versus Twisted Minds. Obviously, Twisted Minds got eliminated. Loud had still 4 of their members up. But if they could have just pushed at this very moment, they would be lifting the trophy.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry guys, I'm sweating. That's just goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, it was real difficult, especially with one player missing for the side of LYON. It was just really difficult to go and push and charge comparing to the earlier parts when they're full squad. But for Loud, trap, bro, that M79 grenade launcher, they're boxed in, Twisted Minds boxed in, and they got him hard with that knockdown. 3 knockdowns instantaneously, and it doesn't stop there. Even against a LYON, he still used that same grenade launcher. Yeah, for me, it's not just the team that won. M79 won.
Yeah, I mean, getting 2 booyahs in a final is a huge thing. And 16 elimination points. I mean, just take a look at that ranking finals. Yes, LYON is still on top with 124 points, but Loud is definitely following quite close behind.
AG.AL, though, we gotta give them. We gotta talk about this squad. Because there were some mixed conceptions there with that squad as well.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give it up for LYON. They were very smart. I mean, taking out AG.AL quite early on the last game. That was the right move to do. They overtook Falcons' world record, and then they did that. That was just very, very smart. But AG.AL, we talked about this before. They were very consistent. Keep getting those points. 11 elimination, and then game 6, they only have 1 placement points and 4 elimination. What happened? LYON roared. They were targeted and they just weren't ready for that.
Yeah, I think it could be one of those things that happens when we see teams hit that match point. The style starts changing.
And that's one thing, though, especially for those who are familiar in Southeast Asia. Like, the moment you hit that match point, all you have to do is grab that booyah.
Yeah, that's it. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, that's
easy. No, so simple.
We've seen the difference in style. We've seen LYON there, despite of being in the same situation as AG.AL. Both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, LYON was just aggressive. AG.AL was just passive. And the moment that AG.AL wants to be aggressive, they met against LYON and they got taken out.
Yeah, just weren't playing their exact same game. You can see LYON is playing exactly how they got to that moment. And AG.AL, we saw that they prioritized getting position and zone first. And that's probably not, similar to their game style. So that's where they got caught out. So play the same game, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about LYON, one thing that we really need to appreciate is the fact that even though they lost Games King a couple of times, they can still manage to get out of a sticky situation. That means individually they are so ready for this final. And I'm so ready for them to just break another record. For real.
I think even with the engagement that we saw against AG.AL, it looked like AG.AL was going to catch it by surprise, and LYON said, no. We knew that you were going to be coming behind us, and we were ready to take that fight. And as you were mentioning too, Neptune, the aggressiveness out of this squad is what we wanted to see. Now, when we ended up looking at the overall earlier, there is 4 squads that are currently within that match point that could end up winning everything if they get a booyah in the next match. So let me just recap you on which one it is. It's LYON, obviously, with the performance that they've been having, absolutely nuts. You got LYON Snickers that they were able to just get a booyah as well. AG.AL and Twisted Minds are those 4 teams that could end up winning it in the next match.
And you know, the interesting story is that on the last global finals, Games King had to miss his prom and had to miss his graduation, but they weren't doing so well. Okay, it was quite a sad story if you remember, Neptune. And now they are killing it. Games King is having the greatest time of his life. We can just saw it on his face. The calmness that he have. They are so relaxed and they are still getting all those points, breaking records all in day 1.
That's something that I actually enjoyed to see out of the interview there with LYON as well. The confidence was high, but the composure was there as well. The mental wasn't one of those that's saying, we're about to be champions. They're like, no, the job is not done yet. We still know that there's a lot to come, but it looks like that squad knows what's at stake. They know that they've been breaking records, but they want to lift that trophy.
I mean, I just quickly want to add, yes, getting the win, getting the booyah, obviously being on match point is what the aim of the game is, correct? But keeping the consistency in getting those points, because they're second, third, and 4th place, and that's, from my records, there's still some money there. So they don't want to slow down. And if we move back to like AG.AL and them not sort of playing their aggressive game, I think that they need to just go back to that, be aggressive, because if LYON wins, then you make sure you want to be that second place team, and you still need points, and you still need eliminations, and you still need all of that to be in that second place.
They definitely need the points. They definitely need those eliminations, but most of all, they need that booyah. Which playing style are we going to be seeing this here? Because, I mean, not only is it this championship at stake, we do have club championship rankings as well. Honestly, from our end, you can see Team Vitality is up there, but sadly, they were not able to make it here. Team Falcons is here. We really haven't seen much of them in AG.AL, Neptune. They could have a chance to get that trophy.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, this is a great chance as well for AG.AL for a free fire, and this might be a good chance for them to really feel being a champion in Battle Royale, because last global finals they were champion but in a different mode. So like the motivation they have coming from a different competition going here in EWC, and we're seeing that the consistency is there, the patience is there as well, but it's more of really getting it, making sure that every move is calculated and not risking that much.
I'm seeing that Falcons are here. I mean, we got a chance to see earlier on Fire actually showing up for the squad, one of those players that has won before. He's going to be looking to show up once again for Falcons. Falcons, honestly, throughout, we were kind of joking about earlier on when I was saying that leaderboard's looking like spinning the wheel. Absolutely nobody expected the record to be broken with 33 eliminations from LYON.
Yeah, that was shocking, definitely. I mean, you saw what happened in the green room, that reaction. And yeah, but speaking of Falcons, I mean, they were still quite consistent with the placement, because looking at they made it to the top 5, right? So they still have a chance. They just need to take it up a notch, and maybe if the jacket is saying Falcon is here, you know, guys, you gotta back it up with the elimination points as well, so that don't just be there, but like be there with all the elimination points, all that we needed.
I mean, because we've just added 2 of the teams already on match point, so it might be difficult for Team Falcons to reach that, because they haven't reached, they haven't taken that just yet. 13 points for them to be able to reach that 90-point match, that 90 match point. What they need to do right now is to make sure that either they take down those at the top, or they wish the others take it down.
It's going to be a surprise to see what's going to be happening here in this match. It could end up with the champion. AG, actually, Husky, you were able to bless a team yesterday. Are you going to be blessing anybody in this next match?
Well, if I have a team to bless, I think I'm blessing AG.AL and LYON, because it's been a long time coming. 2 different converging storylines, and for me, I want you to finally lift a Battle Royale trophy.
For me, it'll just be fun to see the Lions pick up a trophy, because so far it's all about the Animal Kingdom here at the Esports World Cup. You had the Falcons, the birds in the sky, and then you had the White Tigers from Indonesia, and now you might as well just throw the Lions in there as well, right? But like you said, I do also think that AG.AL deserves it. They are a team, and it's been a long time coming for them already. In the recent times, they've been dominating Clash Squad. They are your global finals Clash Squad champions, and they have not lifted a battle royale trophy for themselves just yet. What better way than to go back to back from Clash Squad at the global finals and then the battle royale at Esports World Cup 26.
And it's been a story of 4 years, maybe more than that, especially for the star player, the AG.AL Def, who is due back in 2022 when we were back on Thailand for the global finals. They were one game away, they were one booyah away from winning that trophy. And it was ruined by Magic Squad from Brazil. It was ruined by Magic Esports where Brazil had a highlight reel. And the organization the deal was with, he was in top 4. Now he has the chance again to make things right after 4 years.
4 teams can close this off. You've got LYON from the one and only LATAM squad. They're the only representatives here for the region. You've got the Brazilians in here as well.
AG.AL this month of Southeast Asia.
AG.AL as well as
Southeast Asia. This is going to be pretty close because we saw on the previous map on Kalahari, which I predicted to be the case, it can be the game maker. Unfortunately, AG.AL and LYON, despite playing their best, we saw them take slow rotations, making very good decisions based on the circle. It was loud that prevailed with their man disadvantage. We heard it earlier on from Joker. There was just a bit of miscommunication because they were at a man disadvantage. And that is enough for Loud to now join the ranks of a team that can win it. Back for Brazil. And you know who's going to be proudest if Loud actually wins.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Now Loud, they are the only ones here on the grand finals battlefield that have got 2 warriors to their name. But can they go back to back? We just played Kalahari. Now we are about to hop on into Solara. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is game number 7. Does it end here? 4 squads have a chance to do it. Many others have a opportunity to play spoilers.
Could be where the trophy gets lifted. LYON sitting at top 124 points, but once you cross the 90-point threshold, the point starts mattering as much as the booyah. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And if LYON lets this slip away, the most they get is second place. And what better map to have it be decided than Solara?
Very interesting drop here for Buriram. They were going towards the hub and then they used their binoculars to scan out the plays here. EVOS as well as Team Apex Gaming scanned out by Buriram, and now the Giants from Thailand want to go out hunting. Up front first.
LYON, Loud, AG.AL.
Another binocular used. Potentially, it is a scan and a counter scan from both Tag as well as EVOS.
BRU 71 racer. Chance to race.
I wonder if BRU is going to try and go on the hunt.
I mean, they need to.
Sure, that's much needed. I mean, Tag has already lost 2 of their members. I believe it's EVOS that claimed the Indonesian squad so far haven't been showing up. In fact, both the Indonesian squad were top 3 last year, and right now they're not even at the threshold of 90 points. But this is replay at least gives us a good insight of how EVOS were able to get off on a good foot.
Unfortunately, it's just the mini Uzis in the hands of the players there from the side of Tag, as you saw. And EVOS having an advantage with the weapons that they were able to initially collect, probably going to hit the ground first. And 2 crucial points for them. Tag, on the other hand, with those revives, KD God will find Bobs as Team Apex Gaming tries to rotate out of the compound. Be bumping into Fluxo, but KD God split up from the rest of his team members, could not take more than 1 life.
3 teams have a chance to reach the threshold if we don't end here. Fluxo, Buriram United, and to a degree, Falcons. Obviously, Falcons are the closest. If they do make that run, which we have seen miracles before, there are some good storylines. BRU now up against EVOS.
As expected, they are on the hunt. They are on the prowl. But will they be able to take the Predators, the White Tigers of Indonesia, out of the race here? They have called out for the lightning zone, which means it's going to be tough for EVOS to run away.
5-second delay
if they get hit by one of those lightning bolts, you know they're going to get marked by that Moko as well. Aim God, Apex, trying to boost themselves away out of the compound on the slide rails. Jonah, AC-80 in hand. And those glue walls just keeping the boys safe for the time being. And RRQ on the opposite side in a little bit of a pickle as EVOS out of man into the fire. The Lions catch hold of the Tigers.
And Moko's actually starting off well. That's 2 of them down already with the help of Games King. Unfortunate circumstances for EVOS, but great for LYON. good time to also point out this is his first year in competitive Free Fire. He joined the team back in February, and here he is now at the Cups of Glory with the 3 other veterans who were in the global finals last year. They finished 10th with Movistar R7.
The kind of miracle that S8UL was expected to achieve here on the grand final stage being achieved by Yakots. Gotta appreciate it, man. Games King, we saw that he was willing to let go of his opportunity to graduate with the rest of his buddies when he represented the nation on our global final stage. Couldn't really walk away with the best, but he has another opportunity here on the world stage. Falcons is bumping into small points on the way in towards that next zone. Loud, on the other hand, not having fun just yet as they were forced to play a little bit of a reset. S8UL, speaking of them, AG.AL bumps into them and they clean up house. Stroll's gonna get tagged up here. Vocal sees him. Riptide Rhythm breaks down his defenses, and the follow-up from View off of the car makes the job too easy for AG.AL, and one final survivor in the name of Jack, trying his best to get away.
Yeah, completely taking over Casa Vista. So Jack on the run. Kuchisin finding aim god on the way side. So Lao's probably going to be slowing down for now. BRU doing the complete opposite. Shoto tries to book it out of there, so the captain will as he lets the ship keep on sailing.
On the survival stage, the opponents there were easy picking for S8UL as well as Total 8 Team Apex Gaming. But in a lobby full of monsters, India is struggling. But I say valiant effort, man. Almost nobody expected them to get into the grand final, so it is a big win for these two teams, big win for the nation as a whole. I mean, India's making their way back onto global stage after many years. And such an achievement is definitely admirable. But how far can they go? Can they now start playing spoilers? Can they keep the competition alive long enough to activate match point for themselves? I mean, that would be a miracle if we ever saw one.
We have uncapped games, so there is always that possibility.
Oh yeah.
Which I do look forward to if we ever get to stretch this out. So far it seems like the dominant teams are still alive and are still kicking it. Joker, another sharp one on the Moshi, who has not been finding much in this grand final.
Lion is now we're able to sneak away. Yeah, super sniper. Cluster will not find on fire. Great blue wall, and he pops the painted refuge as well, keeping themselves safe from those grenades. But it's a 3-way battle. Riptide Rhythm breaking down the defenses down in the middle. RRQ now has to be careful. A little bit of leeway here. Rans with the AC-80 has to make sure he doesn't get caught out here by the players on the side of Lion. And Falcons using this opportunity to back away. But the Angles will get them caught out. Limit just hiding away as RRQ loses their numbers.
Not really the rotation that Falcons wanted to make, but thankfully didn't have too much casualty, and Lao recovers from that exchange. Just nice to all of this go down. So Lao is not out of danger just yet.
Lightning zone called out. Some survival play from the squad, or could it be Twisted Minds who are coming in for the attack as well? Smelling blood out there, and they want to reap the benefits of the efforts from these two squads. S8UL on the way in. Man, this is going to be a very messy fight right outside of Riders Club.
73-77. Fluxo
Team could also join the fight here. Who wants this most? I mean, it is a battle royale at its finest with that lightning zone out there, but everybody slowly inching closer and closer towards the next circle. Lion versus Buriram. This is round 2. Let's see what happens.
Lion wins this. They free themselves up on the western side, and it will be just like the same situation as Kalahari earlier on, when Lion takes the west side of the map and AG.AL takes the eastern side, and they both meet in the middle. But with EVOS out, now this is BRU's chance to find some redemption. Ames King's gonna disengage from Asana, chases him down, and
just put it up, play spoilers here, stopping the Lion squad right here, right now. Della, sliver of health left on him. Wasana already used up the Valiant Dash earlier, just with the slide rail, trying to get into position. Will drop down to the lower ground. M1014 will be no match. And Wasana takes another player out from the side of Lion. Joker, managed to get away from the situation. It's as this Buriram will be out in the open if this stealth fight runs out of time. Moshi!
Oh my goodness.
Shoots him right in the knee. Takes him out. One final survivor for Lion.
Moshi was so ready to intercept that rotation. He wasn't even in the early exchange. It was just get high on Sana. And Moshi already went out on an adventure, anticipating the rotation, but thankfully, the young kid of Lion brings the rest of his seniors back and to get another shot at this. AG.AL now facing off against Falcons to deny a potential 90 point. But they will trade for now. Pina, can he go big here against Nameless, who so far has been sublime. But Pina will get taken down by Dew and AG.AL keeps on.
Those glue walls don't match for the M82B, especially in the hands of Dew. Great advantage taken with a weapon in hand. In fact, he's got the AWM as well if he wants to pack a super punch off of those snipes. 5 eliminations strong here for AG.AL. Already activated match point. They want this booyah. It's all about the booyah here. At the start of the day, no booyah, no problem. Right now, no booyah. Very big problem for these 4 squads.
And I did mention earlier on that Falcons is one of the teams that have a chance to reach 90 points.
78-79.
And if in a universe that they win the trophy, they will not only be a 2-time champion, but will have an actual 2-time champion, and that would be on fire. And how cool is that?
Oh yeah, man.
He was there back with Peter, with Koski, with one more back in Riyadh 2024, when they set the world record that was just broken by Lion.
Is that the only highlight Lion gets from this grand finals? A record set by them, or they get a double. A record-breaking, record-setting match, and then the championship here at the Esports World Cup 2026. They gather up together with the rest of the team members inside the circle. They are safe. AG.AL on the other hand, all of you hopping out of the vehicle, very smart play. That definitely saves their lives. But they'll have to use up a lot of these utilities, a lot of those glue walls to route their way in closer towards Twisted Minds.
This is going to be a hard one.
Oh, beautiful.
If they survive, it's going to be good. The retirement not good enough. Exposé needed to hit that. It's also a good time to draw a parallel between EVOS and LYON. Last year, at the cusp of victory, it was Rasha, the wonder kid, the newcomer that kept the team alive. Just now it was Wako that did it.
And remember, last year EVOS activated Champion Rush on game number 6, and it took them 4 games to find the finisher. Will we see a similar situation here for the LATAM squad as well? Do they struggle? Do they get held back? Or do they find the final circle and rip this one away? Gameski finding Razia. The super sniper of EVOS, the wonder kid out, looking for that revive of the rest of his team members. AG.AL entertained, but I have to say again, amazing rotation by AG.AL to avoid disaster there as Twisted Minds had the circle and we're trying to gatekeep them.
AG.AL was still put under pressure because there's an open ground. There's really nothing much to keep them safe unless for some reason Loud decides that they want a piece of that. Between Lion and BRU2. In fact, BRU brushes past Lion. Binocular scan on the southern side.
If Buriram gets to that final circle, walks away with Buriram, they'll definitely activate the match point for themselves as well. And no better way to stop the other teams than to walk away with the and make sure they do not end the game.
Wow.
As AG.AL gets the triple. Lion finding Falcons out there as well. Unfortunately, Twisted Minds looking to gatekeep AG.AL, and that just did not go their way at all. Do you look at this? The guy's tanking the damage from the circle. Yako from the opposite end. Car98 takes the bass out. Only one final survivor here for Twisted Minds.
They should know that there's a separate team ahead because they saw the feed as well.
Oh,
68
That's his 4th. This should be the end of Twisted Minds. But here comes MIBR.LOS with the launch pad.
It's a revive player dropping outside the circle here, looking for yet another revive on the squad. Lion drops from afar. Joker, BSK, can you end them right here, right now? Buriram trying to take out the ones who activated the Champ Rush so early on. Games King, a sliver of health left on him. Exposé brings back the bass. He's still alive here for Lion on the other hand, trying to snuff out Buriram. Captain Jonah, nowhere to run. And the rest of them rushing in from the left-hand side. This should be the end for the captain. And Buriram
and they freed themselves up completely. And even better, gain possession of the
AG.AL ले लान्छ जस्तो छ भाइ अहिले के लाग्दैन टाइम मरिसकेछ
Lion AG.AL destined to mid in the middle for a chance and a trophy.
फेरि लाइन ले हान्छ जस्तो छ भाइ
4 teams on that match point, still alive and kicking. The competition could end on this game.
Unbelievable.
For others who can prevent them, your reigning defending world champions from the EWC still alive and kicking. Although they have not really looked super aggressive at all. Pushes in, what a double nade. And the side as well to annihilate S8UL Esports.
AG.AL down one man without Cypher, who has been tearing up a storm so far. Can they overcome LYON? Seems like due stage. Hell yeah, he can.
Shots from afar. View just trying to put in some damage here, but he's going to be pressured by the circle. Do you have the glue walls on yourself to protect your life? MATCHDAY on the front lines. They've already been locked in by the drill of battle. That's the only reason why they paused their rush. But now, without that drill of battle pressure, they have enough time as the circle catches up with them as well. Nameless takes himself out with the ice grenade. That's not the play you want in a circle like this.
They could miss it out again. The only person who has some safe haven behind the glue wall, but they still has to outrun the blue. And in the meantime, LYON has the full team alive, and look at where LYON is. They are fighting with the White Tigers. If LYON overcomes EVOS right now, this might be it, and they have just done it. In the top 6, LYON incredibly healthy. They are right smack in the middle.
Twisted पनि गयो सब टिम गयो EVOS गयो हैन
out of the equation already. AG.AL only 2 more survivors.
Loud
waking up.
potentially be the
Only TAG can stop the trophy lift.
तर इनर लिटर लडेन उता AG.AL ले फाइदा उठाएन फेरि AG.AL पनि भर्छ नि फेरि
Can you help the rest of the squad? Can you keep these games going? AG.AL with the pressure. BAR.LOS cooking up the grenade already. The shot from LYON. Gavis King.
We're guaranteed a champion. It might not be AG.AL though. The dream might be cut short again, just like last year in Riyadh. But for Latam, it could be their first. And for Brazil, for LYON, it could also be their first.
What is going to happen here? BAR.LOS M16 in hand. LYON after the record breaking run. Like we said, Gamis King. No graduation, but I guess he graduates today. He's one of the legends of Free Fire.
They can flank LYON right now. If they flank LYON, they take LYON out. This could put them in that same exact championship situation again. And LYON, they're under heavy pressure. But Gamis King is stopping. This might be his chance. LYON completely trapped.
Brazil, no chance. It's now AG.AL. Look at it possible. Fights BAR.LOS, and they won't do it.
Fuck you, EWC.
Deal with one final shot of the AWM. But Jota goes and finds Videla. Secures it. And LYON, it's the domination of the animal kingdom here at the Esports World Cup 3 years in a row.
You have done it, Latin America! Last year, in Jakarta, you fell short. But this means more than anything. You have the keys to the podium. You have ascended the throne. And no one, absolutely no one, would ever doubt you again. But you saw what Russia did last year. And you did the exact same thing. Your first year, February until now. You're a champion in Paris.
Garena Free Fire is where dreams are made possible. Times that by 1,000,000 when it's the Esports World Cup.
This is the graduation the gaming has been looking forward to. The true graduation of Mount Everest in the competitive circuit. They qualified first over Dynasty. Yesterday, they gave us a performance that was jaw-dropping. We thought they might not make it, and they did. They finished first. They crushed the keys of the bottom 2. They came in today, they set a world record with 45 points in the single round. and they finish the job 2 matches later, and they get to pull the lever again, but even better yet, seal their trophy at the totem.
Movistar R7 at the Global Finals 2025, only the 10th spot Husky. They really couldn't go very far at all. It was definitely a heartbreaking run, but they did not give up, man. If there was a fight in them, they showed that that fight was alive. And not only do they break the record of Falcons, they set a brand new one. And they have brought the whole of Latin America alive in the competition. One of the biggest threats for Brazil, always behind Brazil. But now they are in front. And speaking of in front, let's show it over, Bonnie. We need the interview.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here, the Lions roar. Right here at the Esports World Cup 2026. You can see how much it means to these players. An incredible showing. Oh my God, what an amazing final. Try to put into words how you're feeling right now.
Trata de poner en palabras cómo te sientes ahora.
No escucho nada.
¿Cómo te sientes ahora?
Nada, la verdad, contento, no sé, creo que como tal, sinceramente en mi mente no estoy dimensionando mucho de lo que, no sé, la verdad, sí es como, tengo felicidad, pero no, solo eso, feliz, no siento nada más.
I'm happy, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really dimensioning what's happening right now, so I guess I'm just happy. I'm happy.
Doing it in style like this, clinching the win here at the Esports World Cup with the community behind you, with the fans screaming your names. Dude, I know you're crying.
¿Cómo te sientes?
Lo mismo.
¿Cómo te sientes? Sí, ¿qué se siente?
Me siento muy contento. No puedo escribir estos momentos. Han sido momentos muy difíciles en mi vida, con mi ansiedad. He estado muy mal estos últimos meses, sin contárselo a nadie, solo a mi familia. Y creo que este logro siento que me representa mucho, ya que prácticamente soy un valiente. Cada viaje es un desafío para mí. Y creo que ganar con mi equipo, mis compañeros, mi familia, me llena el alma, me llena el corazón y esto es LYON, Watch.
I'm really happy. It's been a couple of months for me dealing with my anxiety. I never really talked to someone besides my family. Every single trip is a struggle for me, and I'm so really happy to be champions with my team. And this is LYON.
I love that. An incredible answer. Good job. An incredible answer. Right. We have things to do. Let's go. We're going to go this way over towards the Crusher. Follow me, gentlemen. It is time to cement your legacy here at the Esports World Cup. So follow me round to the back of this Crusher. Here we go. Right, line up here, gentlemen. Line up here. This is the time. Right here you see in front of you all 11 keys of all of the teams that you have now eliminated from the Esports World Cup. Wait. Whoa. However, what we're going to do right now is we're going to open this Crusher by pressing this button. Go for it. Go for it. Okay, it is now open. The teeth are out. We are ready to destroy these keys. Anything you'd like to say to your teams before you crush them?
Algo que quieras decir a los equipos antes que los destruyas.
Nada, o sea que simplemente siento que hoy fue nuestro día. Cada uno de los finalistas creo que lo hizo muy bien. Hay que dar todo por el todo, haciendo lo que nos gusta y bueno, me duele destruirlos.
I think just today was our day. Every single finalist here is worth it. Today was our day, and it hurts me really much to destroy you.
Well, an inspiring answer. You love to see it. Okay, here we go. Grab that handle. Gently pull it. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, go. Okay. Did that feel good? Yeah, it did. That felt good. Okay. One more thing to do. You know what's going to feel better? Putting your key inside that trophy. Let's invite the key master onto the stage to present you with the Lions key for the EWC trophy. Come over here. Here you go. There is your key. Please take it. Gentlemen, what I'm going to get you to do is walk all the way to the trophy, and I want you to seal the trophy by putting your key in the center and then lift the trophy for everyone at the Esports World Cup to see and cement your legacy.
Ahora van a caminar por el centro, van a poner el triángulo en el trofeo y al ponerlo van a levantarlo y enseñarles a todos que son campeones.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Free Fire champions at the Esports World Cup, LYON. Here we go. Cement your legacy.
Original Brazil ho, off से Mexican हो गए. Off से Mexican हो, player चाहिँ South America बाट हो के. Player चाहिँ Argentina, Chile, Brazil. ये तीनटा country बाट हो के, mix हो के. Money छ है उनीहरुमा अरे हजुर मन जानु पर्यो यसो भेटै मन जानु पर्यो.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 champions of Free Fire at the Esports World Cup. Make some noise for LYON.
अब त रहेछ के छ गएको त सक्ने दाम भनेको सँगै होइन के त्यो भिडियो लाएको भिडियोलाई ट्याप गर्न लाग्यो हराउँदो रहेछ कि नमिल्दो रहेछ कि भिडियो रोक्न त मिल्दैन भिडियो रोक्न नै मिल्छ. जित्यो गाइस जित्यो EWC पनि सक्यो आज आयो. 4 दिनको मेहनत सक्यो आज.
Della, I want to talk to you. To secure a championship here at the Esports World Cup alongside these teammates, what does it mean to you and what would you like to say to them?
Second लाई प्राइस मनी छ नि second लाई ट्रफी का हुन्छ.
¿Qué se siente haber ganado con tus compañeros de equipo? ¿Y qué se siente esta victoria y haber ganado con ellos?
म जान्छु हेर पछि ओके छ त.
Bueno, primero que nada agradecerle a todos obviamente por hacer el aguante y los que vinieron también a la hinchada. Y respondiendo a la pregunta, es increíble tener un equipo tan grande como este, jugadores magníficos y poderlos dirigirlos, guiarlos a la victoria, se me hace un orgullo increíble, se me llena el pecho, el alma se me llena de tener a estos jugadores. Y gracias por confiar en mí.
First of all, thank you very much to everyone who's been here and been supporting us, the people who came here to support us. And to answer your question, I'm full of this feeling to having these magnificent players, to be able to coach them, to lead them, to be with them through their journey. And I'm just extremely happy and extremely grateful to be able to have these teammates.
Well, we have another surprise for you guys. Of course, right here at the Esports World Cup, we have the Sony MVP Tournament Trophy to be giving out. So can I invite the Keymaster over here with our Sony Tournament MVP Trophy?
Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Sony MVP of the tournament, it's Games King.
MVP
Make some noise! I'm going to come over to you, Games King, very quickly. I know I've asked you lots of questions. It's very annoying. I know. What does it mean to you to perform so well at a tournament like the Esports World Cup and to secure the MVP alongside your teammates?
¿Qué se siente haber jugado tan bien que eres el MVP?
Nada, o sea, súper contento. Yo siempre doy mi 100%. Bueno, no pude dar mi 100% ya que mi ansiedad no me lo deja, pero hoy jugué con el corazón, jugué con el alma y los nerviosismos jamás me van a detener y gracias a mis compañeros que sin ellos el MVP no sería mío.
I'm very happy. I always try to give my 100%. I couldn't give my 100% today because of my anxiety. I always throw with it. But thank you very much to all my teammates, because without them, I wouldn't be MVP.
Well, I can't wait to see what you're like at 100% at your next international event. Come on over here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get you guys one final time to lift that trophy and to just bask in this incredible event, this incredible moment for you guys as a team. And so, for one final time, ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Free Fire champions at the Esports World Cup, it is LYON!
It wasn't Thailand. It wasn't Indonesia. It wasn't any of those other teams that everybody expected to lift that trophy. It came down to one of the biggest surprises that we have seen at Free Fire at EWC26. None other than Latin America, LYON, lifting that trophy and becoming the champions.
Oh yeah, I mean, this has been a long time awaited by the region, by the team, by the players themselves, especially from what we've heard, the story of GamesKing and being the MVP. Definitely this is a true graduation for him.
First trophy for Latin America, record-breaking points. This is truly the day for LYON, and of course for GamesKing for finally getting that MVP.
LYON, it's time for you to go to that totem and place your key.
And here come our champions stepping onto the totem stage, ready to make history. Congratulations once again. Now you must choose 3 teams and recover the destroyed keys. So the first question is very simple. Which key and which team do you want to pick?
Seleccionar 3 trofeos. Ahora tienen que seleccionar 3 medallas para destruir. Así que la primera pregunta es, ¿cuál de los equipos quieren destruir primero y poner en su trofeo?
Which team do you want?
¿Qué equipo quiere? El primero, 1.
MIBR, Fluxo, and the third one?
El otro.
Buriram, tercero, EVOS.
Okay, so we have our keymaster who's gonna pick these 3 keys, guys, for you. So I have a little question. Why did you choose these 3 teams?
¿Por qué han escogido esos 3 equipos?
Porque son equipos fuertes, todos son campeones del mundo y haberles ganado, obviamente también se siente bastante. Y bueno, eligió el año pasado.
Because those 3 are world champions, they are really strong teams. We're really happy we won against them, and one of them beat us last year.
So how does it feel for you guys to put your name alongside some of the greatest teams in the history right there in the totem stage?
¿Cómo se siente inmortalizar sus nombres en ese tótem con los otros mejores jugadores del mundo? ¿Cómo se siente inmortalizar tu nombre con los otros campeones del mundo en el tótem?
Nada, se siente increíble, es una experiencia única. Siempre de pequeño pensé en vivir esto, un objetivo, un sueño, una meta. Y poder lograrlo, conseguirlo con prácticamente mi familia, un sueño prácticamente.
I'm really happy. This is truly a dream come true. I've always dreamt about this even since I was a little kid. So this is something I reached with my teammates, with my family. This is just a dream come true.
Congratulations again, guys. This was insane gameplay. You performed like all of these games was crazy, guys. So really, congratulations again. And now it's time to collect your keyframe and selling the totem. So you can go, guys, and forever becoming part of EWC 2026.
Vayan por su trofeo. Vayan a poner su nombre. Vayan a poner su nombre con el resto de los campeones.
It's so hard for me to hear me in there.
Ani jual diskar ya guys share anam guys itu kan guys sublet itu malam ya nih satu namin ini guys itu kan guys share anin sabile share anin follow anin no kolle follow anin itu ya follow guys तीन फॉलोअर्स लगता है गाइस फॉलो नहीं तीन फॉलोअर्स तो हाँ और हाँ है ना हमारे पास करूँगा
From nobody believing in them, from going through survival stage, this squad has been able to surprise everybody. The top dogs had nothing against them. Latin America, you are the best in the world when it comes to Free Fire at EWC26. Latin America, eres el mejor.
Lovely guys, lovely. Guys, kita banding guys ya, sampai ini tetap bangun 27 kilo program guys, pasti kena buru ini. Cak, hancur, boleh off. Cak boleh off hancur ya lagi. Kita banding guys ya, dan namun sampai landing. Wala na yung sarili. So, hanggat sa naman, sa balik na pabandin. May share natin, Ter. पोखराहरू त त्यो अन्डर सोध्दैन न गाइस त्यो भनौँ गाइस सपोर्ट त भन्दिम त्यो भन्दिम आज हल्का गेम धेरै बढी भएको त भ्युज आउँथ्यो यार
यताको स्ट्रिम सकेछ भाइ
सकेछ यताको
दुईटै सकेछ क्या भाइ
ल गाइस बाइ बाइ टाटा सी यू
फलोइङ गाइस ए सकेछ
थ्याङ्क यू फर वाचिङ गाइज बाई बाई टाटा सी यू अहिले 9 बजे भेटौँला लाइभ हान्यो भने बाई बाई गाइज बाई 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 बाई